Now,
Recovery doesn't start tomorrow.
calling all angels.
Recovery starts right now. And here to help is Rated R for Recovery.
Calling all you angels. Now, calling all angels. Now, calling all you angels.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery, along with Kimmy's Recovery Zone, as we celebrate National Recovery Month. With every person, every family, every community can take part in this. And we're broadcasting live from Party in the Park, which is the collaboratory in downtown Fort Myers. Just to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, your donations help us to continue with our efforts and our mission. So please look at wonderful raffles that we have and go to kimmysrecoveryzone.com and you can donate there as well. Go ahead, Joy.
There's also a 50-50 raffle going on today. And can I speak a moment about what just happened?
Absolutely.
Okay. We just had more than a moment, actually, of deference and remembrance of those who have passed. And some people spoke and showed pictures, and the mayor spoke briefly, and Al talked about hope and about how we may not be able to be there for our loved ones who have passed, but they're beside us. We can feel that sometimes, and that there's always hope for those who are still alive. And you're not alone. If you've lost someone in recovery and are looking for just a way to heal or just get a little help, you know, we're out there. You're not alone.
Right. And you know, Joy, what we said before is the sad statistic when we had the mayor on, that everybody has somebody in their life, whether it be family member, co-worker, neighbor, that's been affected by drugs and alcohol.
Yes, and so we want the voice of recovery to be just as loud.
Amen to that. Right now, we're going to introduce our next guest. He is a strong person in recovery, also a co-worker of mine. Let's welcome Ted to the show. Hi, Ted.
Ted, you're here.
Thank you.
Ted, all right. So, Ted, first of all, what do you like best about this event so far?
Just all the different community organizations coming together to support people in recovery and help spread the message that people don't need to die from the disease of addiction.
Very good. Ted, as you being here, who are you representing?
I'm with Narcotics Anonymous, Gulf Coast Area Public Relations.
And can you describe a little bit of what you do for Narcotics? Well, first of all, what is Narcotics Anonymous?
Narcotics Anonymous is a 12-step fellowship. We were founded in 1953. We've grown a lot over the past 20 years. We have 76,000 meetings worldwide in 143 different countries.
That is amazing. And describe the chores or your duties of a public relations person in a 12-step fellowship.
So what public relations does is very simple. We want people in the community to know what our message is, first and foremost. Our message is that an addict, any addict, can stop using drugs, lose the desire to use drugs, and find a new way to live. That's our message. And the best way to carry that message is to get people into our 12-step meetings, into NA meetings.
Oh, very cool.
So we simply interact with community organizations that might have people that come to their organizations for help in addiction and help those people find their way to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous.
Ah, very good. And so what would you suggest for a person that is struggling out there with drugs and alcohol? Because not only does Narcotics Anonymous help people struggling with drugs, but alcohol is a drug, which people don't sometimes realize. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And you're there and you're free and you can help.
Yes.
Amen to that. Well, Ted, I want you to thank you for taking the time to sit with us, and hopefully you'll have a good event today. Maybe some people will come to recovery. You never know. So thank you, Ted.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Very good. Joy, did you have anything else for Ted?
I just wondered if there was anything that Ted had on his mind, that anything we didn't ask about,
Oh,
or
very
anything
good.
you'd like to mention.
No, just that we're a non-professional organization. We're based on one addict helping another recover.
Amen.
All right, Ted. Thanks again. Give Ted a nice round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to YouTube channel of Rated R for Recovery, Kimmy's Recovery Zone. We do this show live every Thursday night in front of a studio audience, Joy and I, at 7 p.m., so you're welcome to join us, and join us online as well, right, Joy?
Oh, yeah. Yes, please do.
Okay, so next we're going to have Michael. Michael's going to sit down with us.
Hey, Michael.
This is a great
Enter
event.
the chat.
Joy, isn't this a wonderful event?
This is, and I've counted at least 20 different community organizations here today.
Very good.
Maybe more. I've been around counting, and it's just fabulous. There are actually organizations here that I wasn't even aware of until I walked in the door today.
Yeah, you mean like the ones next to us? The,
Yes,
the ones that
exactly.
help- yeah, that was wonderful. And anyway, welcome Michael to the show. Michael, hi, Michael.
Hey, John, Joy, thank you for having me on again.
Well, that's
It's
great.
good to see you guys.
You're a very articulate speaker, and you have a great message to share with us because of the situation that goes on in your family. Let's talk about the victories. Michael was sharing in our overdose awareness circle. What do you call the circle we were in? Is that-
That sounds good to me.
Okay. And you were sharing about the one son that's struggling to this day with addiction. But you also mentioned that there were other children in the family that have overcome their problems.
Yeah. So our oldest son and our second oldest son, they both struggled in addiction. One was in alcoholism, the other was in narcotics.
Yeah.
And they have both been clean and sober now for 6 years. And I think one of the amazing things that we saw is after our oldest came to his sobriety, he embraced it. He didn't turn his back on it. He didn't try to say it was a thing in his past. He embraced it, and he is now he's finished his bachelor's in mental health and
Wow.
In substance use counseling,
Uh-huh.
and is in his master's program today to give back into the community that saved his life.
You know, Michael, you know what I neglected to say. Joy, did I just interrupt you?
No.
Okay. What I neglected to say is, what do you do for the community?
Well, so I serve as the executive director for the Homeless Coalition. We are the Southwest Florida Regional Coalition on Homelessness, Collier-Lee. So we serve in 2 different continuums of care. Our agency in Collier performs a lot of direct services like street outreach, rapid rehousing, homeless prevention, as well as all the administrative stuff the government requires of us. So for HUD and DCF, we do homeless program monitoring and reporting. And in Lee County, we also do a little bit of direct service. It's more targeted for seniors and unaccompanied youth.
I'm a senior.
And not by much.
So
And then we also partner with Lee County Human and Veteran Services as the co-lead for the continuum of care here.
Now, it's almost become an epidemic of homelessness, isn't it? Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I think, John, one of the things that we had really hoped, and as a state, by the way, the state legislature has actually increased homeless funding over the last few years. The governor has endorsed some of those things, albeit we've also had to face some legislation that's been a little tough.
Yeah.
But the funding has helped us to actually statewide reduce homelessness by about 9%. Not a huge number, but it is a number, and it's moving in the right direction. Locally here, we've seen ebbs and flows year to year in our annual homeless count, right? So in Lee County, when we did our homeless count earlier this year, we counted about 888 in one day.
Really?
That were experiencing homelessness. And so in addition to that, we have a little over 2,500 students registered in the Lee County School District as homeless. And so, we partner with all of our community partners to work to try and bring resolutions as quickly as we can. Our motto that we've adopted, which is a federal motto, is making homelessness rare, brief, and a one-time occurrence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Joy, did you have something?
I had a few things. First of all, you never know who's living out of their car, even if they have a job and they're working with you. And over the last 5 years or so, I would say so many people have realized that we're all just a couple months and a bad luck away from maybe being on the street.
Yeah.
And so it's become more easy to talk about, I think, and more noticeable. And I think the more that you can see something, the better it is to treat something.
Yeah, well, Joy, I think you're exactly right. One of the things that people, I think, misunderstand about what we do is, we're a homeless coalition, so we serve people experiencing homelessness, but they aren't always the person standing out on the street corner flying the sign, right?
That's right.
So in the last few years, unfortunately, our coalition has helped to rehouse more RNs, police officers,
Lord.
and teachers. We just rehoused a teacher here in Lee County not long ago that was living in her car with her little girl. She would go to teach in the morning, drop her daughter off at an elementary, and go teach at a middle school here. And people just didn't know, and she
Really?
didn't want people to know because she was a little fearful.
Yeah.
Of
How
what
did
would
you find out? How do you come in contact with a person like
the outreach teams here in Lee County. So again, we partner with a hot team here in Lee County, and then we also have folks out on the street ourselves as a coalition. And so it's
That's what I was gonna ask.
it's a collaborative effort for
We
sure.
actually go out and
Yeah.
look around and
Oh, yeah.
look for people.
Oh yeah.
that? And the hot team is made up of law enforcement and others?
It's Centerstone Mental Health, Fort Myers PD, Lee County Sheriff's Department. We have Lee County Human and Veteran Services, and there's several others on that team as well
Okay.
that provide a myriad of services. Yeah.
That's awesome. And well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening from home, what you're hearing in the background, we're at a live event broadcasting from Collaboratoria in downtown Fort Myers, and that's our friend Xavier telling people to move their cars. Xavier's a champion
be me.
of this event. He represents Kimmy's Recovery Zone, which we partner with every Thursday in our show at 7 o'clock. So, Michael, what do you like best about this event?
Well, first of all, people came out, right? People came out and are willing to testify, right?
Yeah.
To not only their life experiences, but to those that have impacted their lives, whether they're friends or family, that are going through addiction or addiction recovery or have been lost to addiction. I think that's very powerful that
Yeah.
folks have come out and said, I'm here to stand against it. I think
Awesome.
that is the most impactful. Now, we have a lot of great folks who have come, a lot of dignitaries. Mayor Anderson's here,
Yep.
Senator Ralston's here. We have a lot of great folks, but I think ultimately it's the testimony of those that are in the room with us today.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Michael, is there anything that we neglected to ask you, as Joy would say?
Do you like the hot weather? No.
Why I live here. You don't hear the words wind chill factor. I'm from Boston.
Yeah, northern Michigan. So
and-
I get you.
And I, my heart broke when you tell your story about your 33-year-old son, I believe, who's incarcerated
Yep.
in Manatee County. That because growing up, I played hockey every day when the ponds froze. I never played organized hockey. But it was my favorite sport, and the Boston Bruins were part of my upbringing coming up. And then you said that last trip was to Boston when you said that.
Yeah. We actually played in a series of tournaments there, and it was a week long. And there was 200 kids from Canada and North America that were invited to participate. He was one of them. And John, when they dropped the first puck, they had gotten down into their opponent's zone, and there was an injury to one of our players. So, it was a penalty to one of our players, so they had to come off the ice. So we were on a short power play, and so the coach yelled over the wall to my son Miles. He's like, Miles, listen, I know you don't play this speed very often. He didn't know my son, right? He said, so just make sure you get back. And when the puck dropped, my son started skating backwards, and he was calling out his wingers to get in position for taking the puck. When it came into our zone, he stole the puck and went up and scored a goal.
Sounds like Bobby Orr.
And afterwards, the coach came over and he said, who is this kid from Florida playing hockey like this? And I said, well, he didn't grow up here. We played AAA hockey up in Michigan and Canada. So
Very good.
So he was an anomaly. But the St. Louis Blues came over at the end of that week and
You said.
offered him a position.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to come on with us. You're welcome to come to the show any Thursday night and just hop on the mic with us. We really appreciate you and what you do.
Well, thank you, John and Joe.
All
I
right.
appreciate
Let's
you
have a
both.
nice round of applause
so
for
much.
Michael, everybody. And we're going to move on right now. Joy's worried about her car.
I don't want my car
it
to
might
be
be in a
towed.
bad spot, so we're going to check on that for her. Eileen, who is one of our co-producers, is scheduling our guest. We have this young man working his way to the microphone right now.
I was wondering who was bringing these people up here.
All right. Anthony, first of all, put your headphones on. There, the boy. All right, Anthony, what do you represent? Who are you?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony. I'm with Can Community Health. We are located here in Fort Myers and Cape Coral. I'm with the mobile Hep C program. So we go to different, rehab houses, addiction treatment centers, offering free testing to the clients.
And free treatment as well?
Depending if they don't have insurance, we can assist them with the insurance part. Typically for 4 months. To help them get through the treatment, and we pay for the premium. So there would just be like a small copay that they will have to pay, and then after the 4 months, they do have that option to extend the coverage.
Well, very good, very good. I believe your company has come into where I work. I work at a company called Next Step in Fort Myers and Naples, and you have done a presentation to our staff there about Hep C and what can be done, and all the pros that are going on with a disease that people used to die from that don't have to die from it anymore. What's your experience with that?
I'm just now starting to learn about more in depth about Hep C because I just recently joined the mobile Hep C about 6 months ago. I started off with CAN approximately 3 years ago with their prevention department, and I just recently transitioned to the mobile Hep C. So it's been a learning experience. It's been really interesting getting to meet new people and learning about their different situations. Getting that opportunity to help that patient, and I want to share with you all. I would say through 2 to 3 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to give somebody the good news that they cleared their Hep C.
Very nice.
So I helped that patient start from beginning of treatment through the end and give them that all clear that they.
That's amazing. So how do I find you?
You guys can look us up on Google as CAN, so Can Community Health. And we have actually, I would say, approximately 30 or so offices all over Florida.
You have a mobile unit by chance?
Yes, we have it parked right outside, which when we go to those facilities who don't have space to give us inside the facility, we have space to do the testing in the van.
Well, would there be a part like on your website where I could find where the mobile unit is? You know what I mean?
Like our testing schedule for
like
the
a
week.
tracker? A mobile tracker?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we do have a social media page on Facebook they will post, the prevention team is gonna be here from this time to time, offering free testing.
Okay, but otherwise I can look you up on the internet and then like find a phone number or.
Yes, you should be able to find it on our website as well. Yes.
Okay.
One more question for you, sir, is what do you love most about this event, Party in the Park?
That's a good question. Getting to remember to honor all the everyone that has, passed away. Like I said, it's a good feeling being here because you get to feel like you get to meet new people. And be part of a good cause. Very good, very good. Well, give Andrew a nice round of applause. Anthony? Yeah, Anthony. Anthony, very good. Thank you very much, Anthony. Joy, I haven't asked you, what do you love most about this event?
Well, like I've said a couple times,
Okay.
There are organizations here that I was not even aware were in our community, and that I have counted at least 20 different organizations here with us today.
Yes.
It's amazing, and what unity in the community and working with Kimmy's Recovery Zone makes recovery so much bigger. And what we want to do is make recovery just as big as addiction.
Okay.
That you can find as many people who will help you as those who are trying to, bring you down.
All right, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're listening to Rated R for Recovery. That's ratedrforrecovery.com. Broadcasting on YouTube, Podcast Network, Podcast Playground, Apple Music, Pandora, anywhere you find your podcast, you can find Rated R for Recovery. You can also go to our website, watch past shows, see our sponsors and all that stuff. This month is National Recovery Month, and so we're celebrating it with a function that Kimmy's does every year, Kimmy's Recovery Zone, called Party in the Park, which is Collaboratoria in downtown Fort Myers. Right next, we have a very a young lady that I've known for how long?
I think it's been 16 years,
Jeez.
getting close
Oh,
to
dear.
20 years now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You only look like you're 20 years old, so I don't know how that could be. Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience here?
I'm sorry. I'm Jen Barth, and I am with Ryan Healing Center. We are a women's program. We're located in North Fort Myers,
Yeah.
and we take women as well as women with children. We do have a lot of open beds right now too. We do faith-based pathway as well as 12 steps, so we do both. And it's in a transitional living environment, but they're going to get a lot of support and services. We also have Centerstone coming in to do clinical wraparound services. So we want women, our mission is to see women regenerated into the wholeness in which God created them to be. So they're not only getting clean and sober, they're also going to get with God and see what their purpose is, because when we're in our purpose, we don't have any need for drugs or alcohol.
No, and then we thrive. And so
That's right.
what are wraparound services?
So they're going to get peer support, clinical therapy, case management,
Wow.
things like that.
That's awesome. Joy, this has filled a need in our community that we've had for some time, women with children.
I know,
And
I know.
you said you have a lot of open beds. How many total beds are available at your facility?
So we have a capacity for 15. I like it to not be more than 14, but if we had to, we can do 15.
All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear that now. So if you are a woman with children, or you know a woman with children that needs some help, you can contact Jennifer. Tell them how they can contact you.
So you can go to our website at ryanhealingcenter.com. You can also call our hotline. It comes right to my phone. It's 1-888-RYAN-911.
And eventually, Joy, we need to get this information up on our website, so like a help section
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah.
where people can go and click on different things. That's the thing they do. They click.
Yeah, and we should look at all the organizations who are here today.
Yes.
And bring whichever ones
Yes.
we can to our site.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jen, what do you love most about this event today?
Oh, this event is really near and dear to me. I am on the board of Kimmy's Recovery Zone, so they're my love. But I guess my favorite thing about it is just how everyone comes together, and even though it's sad when we stand in the circle to honor our loved ones that we're missing, there's also the comfort of being together, and then we have a lot of fun. I get to see everybody.
Yes, yeah. It's so interesting, Joy, how we walk around this room and see people and know 75% of them we know.
Yes,
And,
right.
and that's what you were talking about, Joy, about unity in the community, which is an extremely important part of what we do. In the Triangle of Alcoholics Anonymous, it's one of those sides. Recovery is the 12 steps. Service work is what you do for service, making coffee, setting up and breaking down, and then the unity is what we do together. And Jennifer, that's what I noticed in that circle more than anything, is the unity of the people that were there,
Yes.
shoulder to shoulder, for a positive cause.
Yeah, I was tearful watching all the people talk about their loved ones who had passed away, but yet at the same time, I felt the support of all those people, knowing that, we're all in this together, and again, making recovery just as big, if not bigger, than addiction.
Jen, thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything we've left out?
I don't think so, but you guys got to watch the show. It's amazing. I'm cooking dinner and listening every Thursday, and come in person. You can meet people. It's fun. So I love you guys.
We love you.
We love you too. And thank you so much for being part of the recovery community. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're listening to Rated R for Recovery. That's Rated R for Recovery. That's Rated R, the number 4, Joy. Hold it up. We're on camera. The number 4 recovery.com. And you can see our website, our sponsors, what we do in the community, and how we broadcast every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Eileen has got another guest coming on, I believe. So we'd like to thank Jen. So we'll get our next guest in here. Very good. Okay, this is Heather, right?
Yes.
Hi, Heather.
Hi.
I remember Heather. But I don't remember. Well, put your headphones on and you'll be able to hear me. So I feel like it's kind of like I like this, Joy. I like the fact that that first of all, Mark Santora, executive producer, needs a round of applause.
Thank you, Mark. Seriously.
Thank you, Mark.
This all wouldn't be possible without him. You can't see him. He's off camera. Are you on camera or off camera? Okay, so put yourself on camera for just a second so the people at home can see what he does. He created this whole setup so we can do this today. And Joy, in the future, we'll be able to do different remotes from different locations. And I think that's just wonderful.
I do too.
Okay.
Even if they last all day long, I do too.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Heather. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, awesome. Can't you tell?
Yes, it's a lovely day here at the Collaboratory.
Absolutely. Heather, what do you do?
I'm the CEO for a nonprofit called the Center for Progress and Excellence, and we offer mobile mental health, and we specialize in crisis diversion. We like to keep people in the community. We don't want people to go in the hospitals if they're, mentally struggling, and so all of our services are free. We're 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have a mental health hotline, so anybody can call and chat at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. We're just here for the community, for the adults, for the children, because we really feel that, mental health is very important.
So you said children. How young?
As young as they will come. I think our oldest client that we've worked with, or our oldest child, has been 5 years of age.
Wow.
You mean your youngest?
Not my youngest.
No, not you
The
particularly, but
youngest
you.
child that we've worked with.
Yes, the youngest child that CPE has worked with has been 5 years of age.
When you say mobile, what does that mean? What do you do? Drive around looking for people that I don't understand?
Yeah. So when we talk about mobile, we have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week hotline, and people can call into the hotline, talk about their issues, talk about what barriers they're facing in the community, and then we just ask for their permission. Hey, we would love to sit down and chat. We would love to work through these issues. Are you okay with us coming over to visit and to talk about that? Right. So no one ever has to come to our office. We know that transportation is a barrier, whether it's bus or affordability. So all of our services, we're wherever you want us to go. We've been to the parks, we've been to gas stations, we've even been out on I-75.
Really?
Speaking with people, yes.
What describe that? Describe the scenario how that would work. Being out on I-75. What do you mean?
So we had a caller that came in that was in crisis. They did not feel like they wanted to live any longer. They felt hopeless, and as we were talking to them on the phone, we were trying to de-escalate, and we said, hey, we would love to meet up with you. Let's have a conversation. And so we identified where they were at on I-75. We continued to talk with them on the phone.
Really?
And went out on 75 and talked with them. And he ended up taking services from us, mental health services, and he was able to stay in the home and continue his mental health care, and I'm happy to say he never had to go to the hospital.
Oh, very good, very good. All right, so what do you like? What do you like best about this event? What's the best part of this event for you?
The best part of this event is all the community vendors that are here. We all need each other.
Yeah.
One has to do with the other, especially mental health and substance use. Sometimes people think, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Right.
And so if, people are depressed or have an anxiety, sometimes what they do is they cope with drinking alcohol or taking illegal substances.
Right.
So, and if it works the other way, Kimmy's Recovery Zone, they are a referral source. Once someone is sober and they're like, let me take a look at why I want to pick up the bottle every day.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to say something about, you said illegal substances, and I want to mention also it can be the legal substances, and
yes.
people don't always realize that is not working for them or could have become a problem during their journey, and that we're talking to you too.
Yes, and a lot of times individuals will get prescriptions from doctors for opiates, for pain relievers, and will not even realize that they are now dependent on those, and we never want them to go down that avenue because opioid addiction, as you know, can be deadly as well.
What do you do about the people that use the recovery carousel? And I use that in terms of people that come to detox with their insurance and go into a treatment program. they go from PHP to IOP, and then can't handle the world as it is, so they use again to start this process all over again. Have you had any experience with the situations like that?
Yeah, and the issue becomes people don't know what they don't know, right?
Okay.
And so when these individuals are in the PHP or even in the IOP, it's really important that we identify as treatment providers, what are the underlying issues? Maybe they got an eviction. Maybe they don't know how they're going to feed their family the rest of the month because their husband lost their job. And instead of thinking about it,
Yeah.
let's just drink some alcohol, let's just take some pills and forget about it. But that's just a temporary, right? And
Sure.
so if we can get the word out to people in the community that, hey, we can help, we can get them answers, we can help them identify where they can go to get help with rent, where they can go to a nearest food pantry. And so we really specialize, coming from the mental health field,
Yes.
at community partnering and helping people with resources, because we want to be that preventative approach. We don't want people to become suicidal or homicidal and want to give up because they just don't know what they don't know.
Very good, very good. So is there anything that, Joy, do you have anything for Heather?
No, I think that was wonderful. The part about going back into treatment because you don't have anywhere else to
Yeah.
go is just a vicious cycle, and ultimately it leads to death because, again, you're in that cycle and you're going nowhere, and you understand that part, but you just don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, that's correct. And we don't want people to feel like that. And so, we're fortunate to have Kimmy's simply because they are mobile also.
Yep.
And they are affordable because there's no cost, right? And so none of our services cost, and people worry about getting that bill from
Yes.
the PHP, from the hospitals,
Yeah, I
and
can't
how
take
am I
one
going to
more
pay?
bill. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's enough too to make people unstable. So we're fortunate that we can offer this care to anyone and everyone in the community at free of charge from the mental health perspective, and then Kimmy's Recovery Zone from the substance use perspective.
Well, that's wonderful. So if we don't have anything else for Heather, we're going to go on and welcome and give Heather a nice round of applause.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
Heather-
guys so much.
Heather, you're welcome to come on our show a Thursday night. Just stop by on a Thursday night.
Yeah, we would love that.
And sit and watch our show. And you can see we do it in front of an audience, and we have entertainment and all that kind of stuff. And go ahead, Joy.
Because CPE is the one organization that I just was not aware of when I walked in
Yes,
here
she
today.
wasn't.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And just to put this out there, you can always call our hotline and ask questions. You don't have to be in a mental health crisis. We have people call all the time looking for things, and that number is 1-844-395-4432.
Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Again, a nice round of applause for Heather. She did a great job, and we are broadcasting live from Party in the Park at Collaboratory in downtown Fort Myers. That's Fort Myers, Florida, by the way, in case you're listening.
Hey, Bob.
And so that's all you got there. Joy needs
all I
more
got.
cord for her headphones. But I think
good.
that's all. Hold on, I'm getting you some more cord. There you go. You got more. Who's our next guest?
Dawn from the Collaboratory.
Dawn from the Collaboratory. I know Dawn, though.
We know each other. Why do we know each other?
I don't know. Are you?
How do we know each other?
But you look really familiar. Like, not like in a weird way. I just
Hi,
mean,
I'm Dawn.
this is Joy.
Hi.
I'm John.
We've met before.
We have, and I don't know where.
We need to figure
Are
it
you
out.
in recovery, Dawn?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I'm a therapist.
Okay. Oh, really?
And I support.
Tell us. Tell us.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
Tell-
Well, if I
tell-
can't help myself, I don't know if I'm going to help anyone on here.
I think she's thinking of me when she says.
Oh,
that.
no, I was thinking of me, but you'll do too.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, Dawn.
Sure. So I am Dawn Bellamarch, and I am the CEO of the Collaboratory, the organization.
I love this
in-
place.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
I get the pleasure of supporting our nonprofits in the community that are doing all of this great work. And our ultimate mission is to really solve some of the biggest social issues we face across the region through measurement and data and support, and really building the capacity of our nonprofit partners.
And it makes your name self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
collaboration for the win.
Now, how did you come in contact with Kimmy's?
Well, I moved down here from New Jersey about a little over 3 years ago. I am a professional counselor, so my background is mental health and addiction, and I spent the best parts of my professional career running addiction treatment campuses across the country.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yep, and Kimmy and Heidi and Al were one of the two people I met when I moved down here. Some good Northeastern energy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of curse words.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally on my page.
Right.
And addiction is my passion.
Yes,
so.
and as a matter of fact, executive producer Mark, we curse? Can we curse if we want to?
Cannot.
No.
Go,
Okay. No.
go birds, sir. Go birds. Eagles clap. Thank you, sir.
All right. Next time you
That's
win
it.
6 Super Bowls with 1 quarterback and 1 coach, then you can talk to me. Otherwise,
I'm sorry,
I'll see
and
you
I'm
later.
from Illinois, so what are you going to do?
Right. There's always a Patriots fan somewhere. Every time you look.
I'm a Bostonian.
That's okay.
I-
We're sorry about your luck right now, but we're going to take over
Doesn't
for you
matter.
guys and carry it
Doesn't
into
matter.
the future.
Doesn't matter.
Go birds.
We
Go birds.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Thanks for being on. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, thank you.
So actually, the 2 cities are great sports cities for that matter, and both in basketball, hockey, and football.
For sure.
But so we won't go there. Anyway, so now, what is your most favorite part about this event?
Well, I really love the idea of people coming together to actually be open about the disease of addiction and recovery. The best people I know in this world, I always tell my husband this, are people in recovery. There's such a good air of like self-awareness.
That's because we learn this as we go through this process of recovery.
And
I
if
know.
we don't, somebody will tell us.
That's
Yeah,
right. But that's
yeah.
why it's so fantastic, and that's why seeing a group of like-minded people that are on that journey is so incredible.
You know, we realize we don't have a drinking problem. We got a thinking problem.
That's
and if we change the way we think, we change the way we live. And our process, whether it be for Joy and I, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, or Cocaine Anonymous, teaches us to put back into the world and not keep taking out of it.
Yeah.
And to trust a higher power, to keep our own side of the street clean, and to help others.
That's right. That's the whole 12 steps
Exactly.
right there. I
In
mean,
a
you
nutshell.
just recited them. Yeah.
Hello. All right. So is there anything else that you want to talk to us about the collaboratory? What's coming up here?
So we have this event. We have a lot of events around education and workforce. We have a health and wellness coalition, and mental health and addiction is one of the big topics that we're tackling. So we're bringing every nonprofit, business, government entity across the region, 5 counties,
Yep.
to try to fix the systems in which we operate for mental health and addiction. So big things happening, a lot of incredible work here, but we cannot do it without all these partners in the room.
So I want to say, show up today, party in the park. What's your address?
What?
Your address?
2031 Jackson Street.
All right,
in
come on
Fort
by
Myers.
today. And then what's coming up? Do you know what's coming next?
Well, we do have a Breakfast of Champions event this Thursday, but down the road, I want everybody to go to our website at collaboratory.org, sign up for updates, look at the events we have happening, and join us in our mission.
I will do that.
I love that. I can't wait.
Well, thank you very much, Don, for coming on the show. And we'll look forward to hearing from you and having a partnership with you, both having you come on our show, which we do right around the corner from here at the corner of Edison and Grand at Grace Church every Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Okay, I'm in. Let me know.
And if you need me for this, let me know.
Will do.
Have a great day, guys.
Okay,
Enjoy.
Make sure you look at that card.
Thank you.
All right,
I will.
bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Eileen, what do we have next? Oh, Haley from the David Lawrence Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Haley. Once again, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone, broadcasting live from Party in the Park in downtown Fort Myers. And Haley is from where, Haley?
I'm from the David Lawrence Centers for Behavioral Health.
What is the David Lawrence Center?
So we provide a whole bunch of different behavioral health services. So we provide inpatient, outpatient services. We also provide community education. So we're in the schools and different workplaces talking about substance use prevention, but also mental wellness tips, techniques, and life skills.
So is David Lawrence for young people?
It's for youth and adults.
Okay.
All ages.
When you say youths, what's the youngest you'll take? I'm just curious.
I want to say I've heard about 5.
Really?
Wow.
It really depends on what's happening in a youth's life.
Okay.
And we just never know.
So do you get a lot of young children being suffering abuse and that type of thing?
It can be different mental health conditions. There can be early onset symptoms. Sometimes they might be in more of an outpatient services, so they're seeking therapy.
All right. And for substance abuse, you offer in-house, out-house, what house?
We offer in-house treatment, so we do have an adolescent and an adult substance use recovery program. We also do have a recovery home and a 28-day program.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So right now we have the Justin's home over in Collier County. So basically those recovering from substance use disorder, they can go in, they stay for however long they need to. They pay rent, they have jobs, they'll get medication if they need to have medication. We also
Would that be sober living? Is
Yeah.
that okay?
And then we also have Crossroads, so it's our 28-day program. So those going through recovery, we'll be with them, helping them work through it.
That's awesome. What do you like about this event, Haley?
I love seeing the community come together. There's such camaraderie. You can see, obviously, for those who've lost people, we're mourning them, but you can see the warmth and the support and how happy everyone is to see everyone show up and support one another. I've had tons of organizations say, hey, let me support you in this way, which I love to see that.
Very good, very good. So what have we left out, Joy? Have we left anything out?
I don't know. That's a lot. Is there anything we didn't ask you about that you?
I would just
first.
add, we have trainings like mental health first aid and question, persuade, refer. So if someone has early signs or if you just feel like you need to talk to someone about substance use or mental health concerns that you see, we teach you how to address them.
Wow. And how would we find you?
Yes, good point.
So you can go on our website, dlcenters.org.
All right. Actually, did we ever ask you specifically what your job is there?
Oh, I'm a community education specialist, so I actually coordinate and implement the mental health first aid trainings and question, persuade, refer. And then I also do other things like the youth programs and other adult presentations as well.
Now I have a whole bunch of different questions, Joy.
Go ahead.
You look very, very young, first of all. I'm not trying to find out how old you are in any way, shape, or form, but at what age did you decide you wanted to go this route and work in this field?
I would say about 4 years ago, I graduated from FGCU, and my friend was working at the David Lawrence Centers, and she was like, you would really like what we do here. She worked more in the prevention department. Currently, she's a supervisor of prevention services. So I was in schools for a little bit, in pre-K programs, teaching little ones how to manage big emotions, build friends.
That's awesome. Do you have anybody in your life that has struggled with drug or alcohol abuse?
Sadly, I have. Unfortunately, many years ago, we lost my cousin, so
And that was through drugs and alcohol.
that was by suicide.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I actually get a little bit upset when I hear that because it touches everybody in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, we do like to say that suicide is a community issue. If we can have conversations with someone, we can decrease the risk.
Okay, very
Different
good.
warning signs can be dropped maybe to the clerk at Publix, the mailman, someone we're passing by. So if we can intervene, that can make a huge difference.
Okay, I'm laughing, and you can see me laughing on camera because my friend Arlene, who's one of our executives for Rated R for Recovery, is like being a guard by the cameras to prevent people from walking in front of them.
so we
And
don't see
she's-
their bums.
Yeah, and she's like throwing them. She's physically moving them. But anyway, Haley, thanks for being on the show. Give Haley a big round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
Very good. Joy, this is an amazing event, and it's our first remote, which I keep saying, and we keep going over the same type of things, but that's cool because we love the unity part.
What do you mean the same type of thing?
Well, we're talking about the unity stuff like that. I don't mean with our guests. I mean you and I. I keep asking you the same questions. It might be just me.
But that's what we do.
Yes.
And that's why we're here.
Okay. Eileen, do we have another guest? Okay.
We got people taking pictures.
There's pictures going on. Ladies and gentlemen, come on down. If you're within the sound of our voices, come down to the collaboratory. And
there is
she
food
walked
here.
Right, there, she walked right
I don't
in
think
front.
we've mentioned that one
Eileen
time.
just dropped the ball on that one. When she walked in front of the camera, that's what I'm saying. Like you're in front of the camera.
That's all right.
I know. I'm just kidding around. Listen,
it.
we're going to...
This is serious business.
Teresa.
Good to see you guys.
It's Therese.
It's actually Therese.
Oh, I love Therese.
There you go.
Therese.
You knew it.
Well, you were on our show,
I sure was.
and I couldn't pronounce your name then either.
I'm used to it. I'll answer to anything at this
Okay,
point.
just don't call you late for dinner,
That's
right?
right.
All right, very good. What do you do, Therese?
So, I am the Regional Executive Director for Castle, which is Community Assisted and Supportive Living. We're a nonprofit housing developer, and we house individuals coming out of homelessness and with mental health and substance abuse disorders.
Do you have to have all three?
No. Generally, you have to be at risk for homelessness or homeless, experiencing homelessness with one or the other, mental health or substance abuse.
So when people come out of treatment centers, like a place that takes insurance, let's say they do PHP and IOP, then all of a sudden their insurance ends, are those people qualified to come to you?
Yes. So we also, we actually have quite a continuum of housing. So say that person is just being released, and if they're at risk of being homeless, depending on, we have variable funding sources. This is a little complicated. So we do have grant money for people that are considered chronically homeless by HUD's definition, and we can house them through grants. If they do not qualify for grants and we have a vacancy, we will do like a sliding scale, and they can come straight to us. We have embedded case management, and
Who determines the eligibility, and what you said qualifications? I've just come out of treatment. My insurance stopped. I've got I've got 6 months sober. I haven't found a job yet, and I'm being released from,
Sober living.
sober living. Or actually treatment center, like White Sands or Next Step or places like that.
Yeah. So the best way to understand how to get into Castle housing is calling the Lee County Human and Veteran Services Coordinated Entry Line.
Oh, this is strictly for veterans.
Nope. Lee County Human and Veteran Services.
Okay.
That's just what the governmental entity is called. So you can call there and someone will do an intake. It's a 24/7 line. And they will then get assigned an outreach worker.
Like a caseworker. Mm-hmm. Very good.
And will meet them where they're at and determine if they qualify for permanent supportive housing. That's who Castle is. And a permanent supportive housing is a best practice. It's evidence-based.
It's a big need. It's a huge need.
And but you have to do this screening, and if you score high enough, they will say you need to go into Castle housing. So at that point, we determine if they're not homeless, though, the county's going to kind of say, you're not homeless. So you could just call Castle directly.
Do I have to go get homeless first?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Messed up.
Well, that's
It's even worse.
those
It's
have been
not
government issues, in the
Right.
past. I experienced some of that myself when I was young. But if I don't qualify for your services, do you have other places to plug people in?
So that's where I always suggest everyone call here in Lee County, United Way 211, because at least there's someone they can talk to that can help them with that. They're really our go-to resource in Lee County. And so again, you can come right into our housing, assuming we have vacancies, because our grant money covers most of our units. And to your point, the federal policy says they have to be chronically homeless. And so what does that mean?
I know. That's kind of a thing. And,
Well, here's what it means. I'll tell you what it means. It means you have to be 12 consecutive months homeless, or 12 months over the last 36, and here's the clincher, you have to be in and out of homelessness 4 times.
I see. Very good.
And so you know how hard it is to get that square peg in the square hole?
Yes.
So somebody living on the streets for 11 months has got to live another month to qualify. It's just a little...
Yeah, that's, jumping through hoops and all this stuff. I need help. Please help me is...
Well...
But I understand. I guess it's...
And we all are aware that oh, God forbid, we don't want to help anybody who isn't truly homeless or doesn't truly have some sort of issue. But yeah, you know.
Well, we want to thank you. We're short of time right now. I don't mean to interrupt, but the producer is telling us we need to take a break because something's about to happen at the Collaboratory. Something's always happening at the Collaboratory. Thank you so much, Therese, for coming on the show. You're listening to Rated R for Recovery, ratedrforrecovery.com, and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. We'll be back in a few minutes.
My name's Mark. I'm an alcoholic.
Dorothy T., and I am an alcoholic.
I'm an alcoholic. My name is Victoria.
My journey in AA started years ago when I reached the outside limits of my desperation.
And then these people, just gathered around me. That was the fellowship in action.
If I carry any sort of message with my story, it's that, keep coming back and that this thing does work.
If you have a problem with alcohol, contact AA. It works.
To find out more about Alcoholics Anonymous locally, visit leecountyaa.org or call our 24-hour helpline at 239-275-5111.
If alcohol builds a wall around you, know this. We're here to help if you want us to. It's never too early or too late to ask for help with a drinking problem. Alcoholics Anonymous. There is a way out.
To find out more about Alcoholics Anonymous locally, visit leecountyaa.org or call our 24-hour helpline at 239-275-5111.
The first step towards solving any problem is admitting there is a problem. We can recover. Cocaine Anonymous. We're here, and we're free.
To find out more about Cocaine Anonymous locally, visit caflorida.org or call our hotline at 866-819-5346.
Lunch, dinner, dessert, breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, dinner, breakfast. Time to change your diet? There is a solution. Contact Cocaine Anonymous.
To find out more about Cocaine Anonymous locally, visit caflorida.org or call our hotline at 866-819-5346.
Are you addicted to drugs? Narcotics Anonymous can help. We are recovering addicts who meet regularly to help each other stay
Here
clean.
it's pretty amazing.
We are not interested in what or how much you used.
And I mentioned the community, every year, so we're celebrating National Recovery Month.
You know that one is too
every year in September for the full month is a celebration for National Recovery Month. Every year there's a different theme. Recovery is possible. And I'm living proof that recovery is possible. So I am a person in long-term recovery. I have 24 years in recovery. But I can't do this without my community. And this year the theme is Recovery is Real, the acronym REAL. It means restoring every aspect of life. So we focus on health, home, community, and purpose. For people to have long-term sustainability in recovery, those things are our foundation. This is what we need. It's not a matter of just stopping the use. There's something else that goes on that leads us back to a relapse. So it's important for us to surround ourselves with people like us and have a purpose. Get involved in your community, give back. Our staff are recovery peer specialists that are certified to turn around and help the next person. We have wellness programs at Kimmy's Recovery Zone. We help to link people into services, whether it's detox, treatment, housing, All of our programs are free. All of our help is free. That's all we want to do. We're grateful to our government here for providing us with some funding to be able to provide the free services into our community. We pour into our community. We want to make a difference in your life. So with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to my best friend here, besides Marky Mark on the podcast over there. Love you, honey. So this is Al Kinkle. Al Kinkle is the founder of Kimmy's Recovery Zone. We've been a partner for a long time. We can't live without each other. And so I'm going to turn the mic over to him.
Now I know why Heidi asked for my speech, because she just stole it. I have nothing to say. Everything she said, I agree with. So anyway, today's a tough day in a certain way, but also a joyous day to know that so many people want to help out in this community. Lee County has stepped up to the plate. We've been working with Lee County since 2001. And the improvement is just all over the place. And the chief sitting right over there, that young man, say hi, chief. There you go. He's doing amazing work to help us. And all the people, the mayor was here this morning. Anytime we come up to the plate, they're there behind us. Like I said, the government giving us some grants in order to survive. And this year we're going to do some fundraisers. But this shows that you can't do it alone. We have all these associations here. It's just amazes me. My heart's good. You know, we had a circle out there. It's a tough moment in time for all of us, but it's also a good time to remember and not forget. Because for me, I remember Kim every single day. Kim's up in heaven, and I say, you know, she did good when she was here. She was a fighter. She had 20 years in addiction, mental health and addiction, and she fought real hard, and she had 2 years of recovery. What a blessing that was, to have her for 2 years and spend 2 years with her in recovery. So I think she's powerful, and all the people that are out using and have substance use or mental health difficulty, what they need our love. We got to hold them close to us. I know it's hard and I know it's difficult. It was for me, you know, because I didn't understand what was going on. We don't understand, you know, our loved ones don't understand us when we have that difficulty, but it's much better off to stay close to them. I made a bargain with Kim that we would talk to each other every single day, and we did. We talked every single day. Some days were a little tough because I didn't know where she was coming from, but at least we talked every day. I knew she was safe. So, bless each and every one of you. It's in God's hands now. We're at war with fentanyl. We had lost so many people from fentanyl. Some days I can't hold back the tears from not knowing that my friends and their families and the suffering that's going on. So we're going to put an end to that, hopefully. But we can't do it alone, like Heidi said. So God bless each and every one of you. I love you. Love is the answer, and that will put us right where we need to be. Don't forget, love and hold each other every single day. Thank you so much.
Just a little housekeeping. Please keep this aisle clear because we are actually live streaming. This is a podcast as well. Rated R for Recovery, along with Kimmy's Corner. We got Joy and John and Mark on the mics over there. Yeah, so thank you guys. We also have auction baskets over here. We have turned this into a fundraiser as well to help us better serve the community because we got to keep moving. And there's some 50-50. Stacy and Devron, I believe, are selling the 50-50s. And then, of course, there's the barbecue food, which is incredible out there. And then at this time, I want to introduce Dawn Belmerich, and she is my Jersey girl. Come on, Jersey girl. Go Birds! Go Birds!
Thank you. Thank you for introducing me as a Jersey girl. Nobody somebody else does that here. I truly appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dawn Bellamarch, and I have the privilege of being our CEO here at Collaboratory. I'm truly honored to see so many leaders, so many elected officials, so many people actively talking about recovery. It makes my heart so happy. For those of you that do not know, I am actually a therapist. I know I don't present as a therapist every day or act like a therapist, but I am a licensed therapist in New Jersey and Florida. And I have had the privilege of running inpatient addiction treatment rehabs for the last 15 years before I moved down here. So most of the people that I am friends with, most of the people I love are in recovery or pursuing recovery. And I was running this morning because I'm trying to do an Ironman in a couple weeks because I'm not well, obviously. Thanks, Al. I got a call last night on the way back from Hendry County, and I was debating whether I wanted to talk about this today because it's really kind of sore and like an open wound. But I was driving home from Hendry last night, and someone I had worked with for a long time actually overdosed on Thursday night in the Northeast, and a friend had called me yesterday after 9 years sober, actively working a program, 3 young kids, married, a corporate vice president in Pennsylvania, overdosed on Thursday night after a one-time use of fentanyl. 9 years sober. Trying to feel emotional. I was running this morning thinking about him and thinking about all the friends and family members I have lost to this disease. And then I got in my car and I remembered I was driving to the organization that I get to lead with a group of people who are actively talking about recovery. And I remembered that I am so blessed to have more than 50-60% of my close friends, not my fake friends, not the fake people, close friends that I actually care about in personal recovery. Real people who wake up every day and say that they are going to pursue something greater than themselves and give it back. The greatest thing to me about recovery and what I genuinely love about the people in this room is that recovery principles should be practiced and preached by everyone. Recovery is a process where you surrender, where you control what you can and make amends for what you've done wrong, where you pursue a higher power because it's not all about us, spoiler alert, and where you give it back. And I could not think of anything on my drive in today that is more meaningful and needed right now in this country than that. So I want to just commend everyone in here. I commend my family and friends every day that call me out on my nonsense and pursue a higher path than themselves because it's making me better. But if everyone pursued a path of self-awareness, which is what recovery is to me, I can just imagine what we can do together. I want to thank Heidi and Al for inviting me to speak because they know it will be hard for me to not curse for 10 minutes. But the reason I am so fortunate that 3 years ago, some of the first friends I made were Al and Heidi has nothing to do with the fact that they're from the Northeast and cursing is accepted, or that Heidi is a Birds fan. Go Birds. Go Eagles. But really about the fact that immediately I was struck by the fact that they're real people. It is so hard to find real people. People who are so comfortable being themselves, so real in the fact that they are imperfect, that they are working on something, and that they are okay with you knowing it. So my ask for everyone today, and what I'm really trying to practice in my own life, is like, let's be the best version of ourselves. Let's go out into the world and surrender to what is. Let's control and make amends for what we can. Let's practice a spiritual practice that makes us better human beings for everyone else, and then let's give it out. Because those are the principles of the people I love, and I know the principles of the people in this room. And I want to make the people that are no longer here, and a friend like mine that has 3 kids out there, proud by carrying that forward. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to Collaboratory. If you have any questions about our organization, ask, but I'm just proud to be in the room with so many incredible people. Enjoy your day.
pretty incredible, very powerful message. Thank you. At this time, we're going to invite Senator Darrell Roussan to come up and speak to everybody here. We're very honored to have you here with us, sir.
Thank you. I love short introductions. That means I don't have to live up to a lot. My name is Darrell and I'm an addict. I am an addict in long-term recovery. 27 years, 5 months. And 4 days. So who's counting? My wife raised her hand, she's counting. You know, when I met her, I knew I liked her and I wanted to marry her, but I hadn't told her the whole story of my addiction and recovery. So I was coming on 1 year clean, and my home group, Freedom House, asked me to come tell my story of recovery at 1 year. I invited her to come. I said in my heart that I was going to tell it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if she got up and walked out, I'd have the support of the group. If she stuck and stayed, I knew it was on. And 5 boys later, she stuck and stayed. In the first year of our marriage, she asked me, do you always have to go to Narcotics Anonymous meetings? I looked at her point blank and said, do you always want to be married to me? You answered that question. So now she has a sign in my office that says, if you act up, I'm sending you to a meeting. I will never forget the day I asked for help. The hopelessness, the loneliness, the anger, the fear, the deep gut rage, the gift of desperation. The bottom was my gift of desperation. I became desperate to change, and whether I believed I could or whether I believed I couldn't, I knew I was right. My first wife divorced me, kicked me to the curb, ran over me with the bus. I get it now. Normal people don't smoke crack in front of their kids. Normal people, when they say I'm going to the store, I'll be right back, they go to the store and come right back. But right back was 4 days later for me, after I had spent all the money and ruined my credit in the streets. My second wife picked me up, dusted me off, said, I'm going to love you till you learn to love yourself, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to get on my knees and pray you through this alcohol and cocaine addiction. I'm not getting up till it's gone, and you might as well join me. I took Ruby through hell. She died from breast cancer. My son was 4 years old. I took the $80,000 life insurance policy and spent 60 of it on cocaine and alcohol over 7 months. They hauled me into court. That judge looked at me. I was on the 23rd floor of the Daly Center, downtown Chicago. He said, you know, you look like a smart man, but I don't like what these people are saying about your behaviors. I'm going to take a recess, and in 10 minutes you're going to decide today whether you want Daniel, your 4-year-old son, or whether you want drugs. But after today, you will not have both. And your behavior gave me that power. And he walked off the bench. And I stood there, my life began to flash in front of my eyes. I thought about April 10th, 1985, when I was in St. Pete, Florida, practicing law. And I had been on a binge, a 4-day binge of smoking, snorting, drinking. Smoking, snorting, drinking. And every time I would get full, I'd take my finger and stick it down my throat and make myself throw up. So I'd have more room for the cocaine and the alcohol. I mean, that's what a good addict does. He does it till it's gone. Every time I did that, my stomach slammed up against my esophagus until it finally ripped. And they call it Weiss-Mallory tears at the EG. And I was hemorrhaging to death. A doctor, a good friend of mine, came by the house looking for me and found me very lethargic, passing blood, blowing blood. He put me in his car, drove me down to Bayfront Hospital, called up Paul McRae, a gastroenterologist who did an endoscopy and saw where I was bleeding. He called up Freddie McRae, a general surgeon, and they opened me up, sewed me back together. But 6 weeks out of the hospital, a friend of mine brought me an 8-ball of cocaine to celebrate. Talk about sick. I thought about the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, that 25-mile stretch of bridge over swampland from Mississippi to Louisiana. I drove it 3 times in one night, with my knee to the steering wheel, stem to my mouth, crack rock on the stem, torch lit, taking hits and saying, God, if you're God, take this steering wheel and make it go over to the swampland because I don't see another way out. If you're God, with the next hit, blow my heart out. You know, sometimes as addicts, we think death is freedom because we can't stop. At least that's what the drug tells us. Well, he didn't do it going across the first time. So as a good addict, I turned around to give him another chance. He didn't do it that time, so I went to New Orleans to check on my family. And instead, I decided to get one last blast before I checked in with the family. I drove into the St. Bernard Projects, pulled up in the alleyway, and they bum rushed my car holding out rocks, crack, saying, how many do you want? I said, give me 520. He said, okay, and he pulled out a gun. And he said, move over. And as I moved over, another guy got in the passenger side and put a gun to my ribs. I was in the foxhole. And recovering addicts remember the foxhole. The prayer where you say, if you just get me out of this one, I'll never. Well, about 4 blocks later, they pulled over on the corner of Claiborne and Orleans Avenue, and they said, get out. And as I got out, I saw my car, my brand new 1987 blue cloth top convertible with white leather seats and gold rim tires, drive off into the sunset for the last time. And I said, God, why did you do this? He said, my son, isn't this what you asked for? I gave you your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, like a good addict, I remembered that they didn't find the $100 bill tucked in my sock. So I pulled it out and went and bought some crack. I was thinking about that as I was standing in that courtroom and the judge was on the recess. I thought about the 2 DUI arrests. I thought about the halfway houses, the 7 treatment programs across this country that I had been in. And when he came back on the bench, he said, what's your decision? I said, I choose life. I choose my 4-year-old son. I packed him up. The only one in my family out of 5 kids that would agree to keep him and give him back to me if I got clean was my baby sister. I flew to North Carolina, afraid to leave the airport. She came and picked him up. I caught the next flight smoking to Fort Lauderdale, paid $127 to a cab to drive me from Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach the night of March 16, 1998. And I hid a can of beer in the bushes outside of the detox. You ever had a reservation? Just in case this don't work. And I walked into the detox. The doctors were gone, the therapists were gone, the counselors were gone. The only people on duty was 2 nurses working the midnight shift. Right. And they had the audacity and the arrogance to hug me tell me I was a beautiful human being in a good place, and they were there to get me through the night. Well, I got through that night. I woke up the next morning. St. Patty's Day! The day the rest of the world was getting drunk. And the employees were running around with leprechauns on. In the newspaper, radio, TV, talking about happy hour, free beer, green beer, happy hour. Hey, buddy, what are you doing in treatment on St. Patty's Day? Let's go get high one more time and we'll come back tomorrow. I said, you mean it? Yeah, haven't I been there with you? Every time life rejected you or somebody treated you less than what you thought you deserved, didn't you pick me up and I got you through? I said, yeah, but you cost me a few consequences along the way. He said, don't worry about the consequences. Let's go do this thing. And finally, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, all right. You promised me. We'll get high one more time. We'll come back tomorrow. He said, yeah. I said, all right. You go get it and I'll wait here for you. And when you come back, we'll get high. He said, you stupid motherfucker. Don't you know I can't do this without you? I need your legs, I need your arms, I need your eyes, I need your fingers, I need your ears, I need your feet. I said, you need all that? He said, yeah, how you think we've been doing this thing? This is a week program. I said, well, you shit. I mean, you ought to know. Because I'm done. I'm done. I completed that last treatment, my 8th treatment over 9 years. Went and picked my son up. I had given Hanley Hazelden the last $18,000 I had of the $80,000 life insurance I had spent on cocaine. And I flew to Chicago, sold the house at a loss, caught the next flight smoking to Tampa, slept on the floor at 535 Central Avenue, downtown St. Pete, washing off in the public bathrooms of that building before people came to work. In fact, Circuit Court Judge Pam Campbell, who hadn't been appointed to the bench yet, her office was on the same floor where I was sleeping. And she used to tease me. She used to say, boy, I saw you here last night when I left, and you here early this morning. You working hard. It was a year later I was able to tell her that I was homeless, that I was sleeping there. Someone said, why don't you run for president of the NAACP? I said, you gotta be kidding me. Me, president of the NAACP, that venerable civil rights organization? They said, why not you? So I ran against a woman who had been president for 21 straight years. And the first thing they came out with was a smear campaign. You know that Darrell Roussan is home, and if he wins the presidency of the NAACP, they're going to have AA and NA meetings in the headquarters. The program had given me a foundation upon which to stand, a set of principles to live and walk by. And whenever they came and told me that, I'd look them in the eye and say, well, if it's truly a community organization relevant to today's issues, why haven't they had these kinds of meetings before? And out of 300 votes cast, I won by 16 votes in 5 years. Yeah. Then I stepped down. Someone said, why don't you run for the Florida House of Representatives? We need someone with your lived experiences in the legislature. I said, you gotta be kidding. Me in politics? And then again the question was asked, well, are you walking your sobriety, your clean time with integrity? And I said, yes. So they said, so run. So I ran. And at the first debate at St. Petersburg Yacht Club on beautiful Tampa Bay, my opponent stood up He said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ernest Williams. I served you well for 7 years on the City Council of St. Petersburg. Never a blemish on my record. But before I tell you about me, let me tell you about Darrell Roussan. He's a crackhead. He's been arrested 2 times for DUI. He didn't pay his taxes for 9 years. We call that a tax cheat. I don't know what dope fiend pays his taxes and acquisition. Then he came and sat down next to me at the head table. And I leaned over and I whispered some profanities that I can't repeat publicly. Then it was my turn to get up. And I adjusted my tie nervously, buttoned the top button on my sports jacket, surveyed the audience, 400 people at the Tiger Bay luncheon. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, everything my opponent said about me is true. It is absolutely true. But this is a special election. And it's not special because Governor Christ has elevated Frank Peterman to become the new Secretary of the Department of Juvenile Justice, vacating the seat, requiring a special election. That's not what makes it special. What makes it special is the election is March 25th, 2008. And for those of you who are believers, that's 2 days after Easter Sunday. So we are campaigning, we're politicking, we're running through the season of Lent, the season of redemption, the season of resurrection that leads to new life.
Amen.
How dare man stand up and suggest that another man can't become something because of what he used to be? They gave me a standing ovation. He came in 3rd place. As we were leaving the yacht club, somehow he had maneuvered in front of me with his wife and his campaign manager. My wife and my campaign manager, we were behind him. And to this day, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I knew it was derogatory and it was aimed towards me. And I said, boy, I ought to mess you up in front of you. By the time I got to my law office, 2 detectives from St. Pete PD were sitting there. Attorney Roussan, the mayor and the chief of police have asked us to investigate a complaint. It is alleged that you said you were going to beat Councilman Williams' ass. I said, well, I did say that, but what I meant was I'd beat his ass at the polls. I said, that's what we thought you meant. Out of 37,000 votes cast, I won by 75 votes, and for 8 years, I wore the title State Representative. Then May 1st of 2016, I gave my 8-minute farewell speech to the Florida House of Representatives. You could Google it. YouTube Representative Roussan's farewell speech. And in it, I thanked Almighty God for having kept me alive, for keeping me from the most dire of consequences of active use. Then I didn't thank my mother, I didn't thank my wife, I didn't thank the kids, I didn't even thank the dog. I thanked the REM group, R-E-M, which stands for Radically Evolving Miracles, which is my Monday night Narcotics Anonymous meeting that I make every Monday night. See, meeting makers make it. Yeah. And if it don't make sense to go to meetings till it makes sense, then it'll make sense to go to meetings. There you go. I ran for the Florida Senate. They said I couldn't be a senator. But again, I told my truth, and I walked my clean time with integrity, and the people supported me. And in the 17 years I've been going to Tallahassee, the discussion has changed, the conversation has changed, the stigma has been reduced, and the body of legislation that I've worked on has centered around substance use disorder and mental health, because I've lived it. On September 9th, this past week, the Board of Trustees for University of South Florida met and adopted the resolution naming the new Substance Abuse Research Center at the university in my honor. I only got what I got because of family support, community support, and people who believed in my recovery. It is hugely important that you're here today to speak for those who are not here, but whose spirits still linger with us. To speak for those who are struggling right now and realize that they could be the next state senator. They could be the chief of police, I think. You know, one of the stories I tell was not every cop wants to arrest you, but sometimes an arrest is an intervention.
Yes.
It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was in the house getting high, and there was a loud knock at the door. Now, you know, Chief, there's no knock good at 3 o'clock in the morning. But it was Sergeant Al White, retired now, of the St. Petersburg Police Department. And something told me to let him in, but I was hallucinating. I thought I could hear the dogs. I thought I could hear the helicopter. I thought I could hear the hoofs running around the house. But when I opened the door and let him in, he said, Rusan, we're going to lose you. You're going to die, or we're going to arrest you unless you change. And within 2 weeks I was gone, and I stayed gone 9 years until I came back clean. And he was one of the first to welcome me home. I'm so proud to be here today, to try to reach one person and give them hope. This program promises us a lot. The most it promises us is a daily reprieve. Not a lifetime, but one day at a time. And if we're painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we're halfway through. We'll come to know a new freedom, a new happiness. We will not shut the door on the past, nor will we regret it. And I believe the promises of this program. I believe it to my heart. That's just my story, and I'm sticking to it. I do have to make one commercial. You know they pay us $29,000 to be a state senator. But my community supports me, and my law firm, Rubenstein Law, allows me to be engaged with the community and doing the advocacy that I do. And I'm very grateful for them.
Thank you, Senator. And that story just shows you the power of recovery. In this room, the power of recovery. So many of my friends sitting in this room right now have so much power since you became, you know, innocent of what drug did to us. And now, you know, that story right there blew my mind. Thank you, Senator, so much. And it gives us hope, and it gives me hope to continue my journey in recovery. I don't have 26 years as Heidi does, and Mark over there, and everybody in this room, John, Sue, and everybody in this room. Thank you so much for what you do, but that story, I'll never forget it. It took my heart away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Al. Senator Rusan, thank you so much. When I met you some years back, you transformed my life. Because of you, I came to believe that I could do anything. anything was possible for me, so thank you. So at this time, I want to introduce our amazing Chief, Jason Fields from Fort Myers Police Department. We're really grateful for the community policing we talked yesterday and I thanked him for being approachable, and anytime, he's just so down to earth and community friendly, and we're really grateful. Senator Broussard had mentioned, there's police that don't want to arrest you, they want to help you, but they have to do their job as well. So we're really grateful to have someone like Chief Fields here, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Chief. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Yes, my name is Jason Fields, and I proudly serve as the police chief for the city of Fort Myers. And some powerful stories, amazing, and I'm truly humbled to follow. Yes, you are correct. Typically when we talk about drugs, alcohol, and the police are in the room or involved, it usually doesn't turn out always positive. However, I do have some positivity I want to talk about, but more importantly, commitment. Commitment on what the police department, your police department, is venturing into, in addition to a lot of the programs that we already have at the police department. It's not all about enforcement. We do a lot of prevention as well as education. We realize that we can't just arrest our way out of every situation. So I'm happy and I'm proud to say that we've seen through a lot of strategies and different tactics that we are deploying at the police department, our crime rates are going down and our arrests are going down. So that usually is a bit of an anomaly, but it's nice to see those numbers. So it tells me that we're doing something right. We're getting ahead of, we're getting out in front of a lot of issues before they become major issues, and then we have to, use a heavy hand with a lot of things. So, but nonetheless, thank you again, and good morning. Happy National Recovery Month. And I first want to thank the organizers of Kimmy's Recovery Zone for bringing us together today. Heidi and Al, amazing job as always. This event is more than a gathering. It's a reminder of the lives we've lost, the lives we're fighting to protect, and the incredible resiliency of the recovery. I also want to recognize our state leaders whose support and partnership make it possible for us to expand our fight against already mentioned fentanyl and other dangerous drugs and support those in need. I want to thank the mayor that was here earlier, our community leaders, our partners in law enforcement and recovery services, and most importantly, the families and individuals who are here today to honor the loved ones or to celebrate the gift of recovery. As I mentioned, at the Fort Myers Police Department, we have a number of initiatives. I got 3 in particular that I want to highlight and showcase, and we've made those a priority. First is our overdose unit, and at the police department, we are very data-driven, very evidence-based, so we collect data on everything, and we use that to really take a deep dive into what's going on. And that overdose unit is a dedicated team that responds to overdose cases. So anytime a call comes in that is overdose related, we really take that deep dive and dissect that call, figure out what's going on. And we handle those cases with compassion and urgency because we realize that time is of the essence. This team works tirelessly to identify the sources of these deadly substances while supporting families and ensuring that overdoses are not just the statistics. They are investigated with the seriousness that they deserve. Each case represents a life, a story, and a family forever changed. We also recognize that fentanyl has changed the scope of this crisis. It is a potent, deadly, and it's devastating our communities. Through the support of state leaders, our department, your police department, has received funding through the FDLE fentanyl grant. These state funds have allowed us to expand training to our officers, acquire critical equipment, and strengthen our investigations to track and dismantle drug trafficking networks. Every dollar is being used with one goal in mind: to save lives and prevent future tragedies. We are deeply grateful for our state partners for standing with us in this fight. We realize our budget is limited, so we aggressively go after and seek other funding opportunities to help us be a force multiplier or to join us in any of these fights. And lastly, law enforcement alone is not the answer. True progress comes when law enforcement, healthcare providers, community organizations, and recovery advocates stand shoulder to shoulder. That's why I'm especially proud of our department's new crisis response team. This team of individuals, this team pairs officers with mental health professionals to respond to individuals in crisis, making sure that those struggling with mental health challenges are connected directly to the services and support they need. It is another way that we are shifting from reaction to prevention, showing that compassion and care are just as important as enforcement. So as Chief of Police, I want you to know that we take this crisis personally. We will continue to fight relentlessly against those who profit from poisoning our community, while standing with those who are walking the hard road to recovery. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief, don't go away. Come here, baby. I needed this hug. But, Heidi and I had the opportunity to work with the chief and his organization, and that's highly unusual, what you did. I mean, we also work with the sheriff very closely, as you know, for many, many years. And I think the opportunity that you're seeking is wonderful. I mean, I tell you, the three things that we talked about, and you're bringing that to the storefront and going out, and that's something we've wanted for years and years and years. So I thank you for your effort. He's very sincere what he's doing. He cares about us, and that's the thing that we need. We need people to care. This guy is a big caretaker. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, so at this time, we're going to have Heather Cross come up and share with us what she does as the CEO of the Crisis Prevention and Empowerment.
Thank you, everybody. So like Heidi said, thank you, Heidi, for the nice introduction. My name is Heather Cross, and I'm the CEO for Crisis Prevention and Empowerment. A lot of people know us by CPE. We're a nonprofit mental health agency, and we cover 5 counties. We cover Lee, Charlotte, Collier, Hendry, and Glades. We specialize in mental health, and I'm proud to say that I am a living proof of handling mental illness and mental health because I have my own mental health. So we all talk about the faces of what it looks like of addiction, the faces of what it looks like for mental illness, okay? And I'm happy to say I'm part of the mental health program. So through the years, there's been a lot of changes in society. We have now gravitated toward more community partnership. I'm going to talk a little bit more about our partnership with FMPD and what we're doing with the community. Everyone in this room today, all the community vendors, are about meeting people where they're at. We'd love to work with the individuals and get them the answers to help navigate through the system. We are a nonprofit. We are fully funded, so all of our services are free. What we do specialize in is if you are struggling with your mental health and you just need someone to talk to. because you got that call at 2 in the morning that your father passed away, they're 2,000 miles away, you don't have money for a plane ticket, and you didn't get to have that last conversation with them. Okay? How is it to sit on that, to think about that, right? We are there for you. We have that 24-hour, 7-day-a-week hotline. We don't want people to go into mental health crisis. We know there's a lot of things that are going on in society today that are causing people to be in crisis. We are the prevention to that. We help people navigate in the system. We have people that are getting eviction notices. We're having people that are losing their jobs. They don't know how they're going to feed their kids. They don't know how they're going to pay their medical bills. Okay, these are all situations that each of us are one step of dealing with. With that being said, calling our hotline allows you to get the information that you need to navigate through the system. All of our services are free. You can call our hotline 100 times a month and you're never going to get a bill. We have case managers that are on staff. So if you are one of those individuals trying to navigate the system, we will assign you a case manager and they will do the work for you. They are going to be the ones that are going through those infamous automated hotlines where you're sitting on hold for hours at a time. You're pushing 1, 4, 6, 10, and 12, right? They're the ones that are behind the scenes working for you. We also have what's called peer support specialists. Those are the individuals that have the lived mental health experience. A lot of people like those individuals because they are not a therapy or a therapist. They're able to go to wherever you are to work with you on whatever needs that you have. Excuse me. So with that being said, we have partnered with the Fort Myers Police Department. Again, as Chief said, they're very data driven. When we looked at the calls that were coming into the dispatch, we saw that there were a lot of calls that were behavioral health in nature. It wasn't that they were in crisis. It was just that people were calling 911 because they felt like police could answer their questions. They were behavioral health in nature. It wasn't that they were psychotic. It wasn't that they were in a schizophrenic episode. It's they were in a panic. So the chief, I met the chief 4 years ago before obviously he was a chief, and we were in a roundtable discussion here in Lee County, and we were talking about transportation barriers, we were talking about affordability, we were talking about the impact of trying to get insurance to cover these. He noticed during that time all the struggles that the individuals in Lee County were facing due to all those barriers. He was the first person to come up to me after that meeting and say, hey, what can we do to help? He wasn't even the chief. I knew then he was committed to making the Lee County a better system and care. Co-responder team began. 2 officers are made up that have extensive CIT training. A clinician from CPE, a case manager. They drive around and answer those calls that are coming into dispatch that are behavioral health or public assistance in nature. I'm happy to say in 2 weeks, I've got some data, Chief. In 2 weeks, we had 27 calls that came in. Out of the 27 behavioral health calls that we took in, we only had 2 people that were in crisis that we had to hospitalize, as we call that a Baker Act. Everybody else was able to stay in their homes, go to work the next day, and continue to navigate through the system. That's amazing. FMPD even took it a step further and said, you know what? Who are these people that are calling dispatch that are continuing to call dispatch 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day? They identified those people. Our team went to their home and said, hey, what can we do to help you? What do you need? And I'm happy to say out of the 7 people that were identified in the first week as what we call high need, high utilizer, 6 of them we were able to provide services for. So that's pretty amazing too. So with the partnership of the FMPD bringing the police departments together, us as a mental health, and then Kimmy's Recovery Zone as the substance abuse piece, we're able to really make a difference in the community. Individuals that we identify that are struggling with addiction, that also have mental health, We share the partnership. They address the substance abuse piece, we address the mental health piece. We work with all ages, children and adults. We work with families with their children. We are partnerships with all the schools in all the counties. We go into Lee County schools a lot, work with the children. Lee County Schools calls us. And again, you know, we're the front end of mental health care. We're the front end to resources in the community. We just want everyone to know that it's okay to talk about it. Let's talk about it. We also know that if we don't talk about it, we also go into physical health. We have high blood pressure, we have heart disease, right? And so if we're not talking about it, we're going to end up in a medical situation. Lee Health is another partner we have. Anyone that's identified through Lee Health before they're discharged, we partner with them to bring them back out to the community, to the home, to help with that aftercare service. The other program that we have here in the community is called the Community Health Program, the CHP program. And that's a medical program that we have partnered with, along with our co-responder team with the Fort Myers Police Department, that can help provide the medical care that you need in the community without even leaving your home. So all of our services are mobile, meaning we travel to you. We've helped people that have been out on I-75 that called in a crisis. We've helped people that were in libraries, gas stations. And what happens is, once we are on the scene, and if we need other community partners to assist, such as Kimmy's, they will send someone to the scene as well. So again, back to what I was first talking about, everyone in this room is here to help the individuals of Lee County. We've partnered again with the Fort Myers Police Department, we've partnered with the courts, Lee Health, the medical providers. All we want to do is for people to talk about it, and if you don't know what you don't know, reach out, because there are answers for you here in Lee County. Thank you.
Listen, I had a 4-hour drive with this young lady a couple weeks ago, I guess. Yeah, we went to conference together, and what a trip that was. 4 hours, 3 women and me.
You were in heaven. It was the best day of his life.
It was the best day of my life. I was in love with them all. She does wonderful work, and that's really, when we're talking here, let's talk about it. Let's not keep quiet. Let's be open about it. That's what we have to do, because we don't understand addiction, a lot of people. They don't understand mental health. But each and every one of us are hit by mental health. I know I've had trouble since I was a young boy and fought it all my life, but you had to hide it in those days. You don't have to hide anymore. We see you, so come on out and tell us and talk to each other so that we can make a difference. We're here to help. Each and every one of us are just here to help. So talk to us, talk to somebody, but get help. Thank you so much, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Heather. It's my friend, Heather. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the speakers. Thank you for everybody's participation here. We do have, I want to make another reminder about the auction items here. There's 50/50s going on. See Stacy and Deborah. Stacy, raise your hand. Thank you.
Where's Deborah?
Deborah's in the back there. Okay. And I want to say that we're very grateful to the Lee County Sheriff's Office for bringing their ice cream truck today for us. There's free ice cream. They pulled up. And they brought, I think it's Robbie, the robot dog, which is super cool. Check that out. So we're going to give everybody time to go around and see the different vendors that are here to see if there's ways that you can network, help each other, and maybe get some help for yourself or someone that you know. There's plenty of vendors around here, and there's some vendors outside. And then we'll wrap back around here maybe around 1 o'clock to do the door prize and the 50/50s and the auction items. And Eileen Kappaman here wants to say something, because I can't read her lips.
Yeah, you can do everything. Okay, so we are interviewing vendors. We would like to continue to do that. We're doing it, picking it up right after this. So if you haven't been interviewed by the Rated R and Kimmy's Corner, we would love for you to come by and talk to us. You as well, please. And you as well, please. I'll put you on the spot. Thank you.
Rated R for
Thanks, Eileen.
Recovery.
Enjoy.
Every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting stories, and a touch of entertainment. We're helping people rise. Watch full episodes on YouTube or stream the podcast anytime at podcastplayground.com. Whether you're in recovery, thinking about it, or standing by someone who is, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Raw, real, and full of redemption. Stay strong. Stay sober.
You wanted to be a criminal.
Well, it just kind of came natural, and I liked it. And I wasn't about the women, and I wasn't about the cars, and I wasn't about anything like that.
So you start car hopping, storage hopping, house hopping, and then you leave your hometown?
I go to the Rocky Mountains because they're not looking for me there. I took my brand new wife there, and we had a son in 1982, and then I did lose her and him.
What do you mean you lost them?
I mean, I pushed them away. You know, the only thing that's important to me is to get a little messed up as much as I can from morning to night and pass out and start all over again. And so I'm doing that. And I was in a nomadic lifestyle out in the Rocky Mountains. And it was really kind of cool. But I pushed this young girl away. She was probably 20, 21 when she left. And she took my son. And it was devastating.
Rated R for Recovery welcomes you into the audience where community meets recovery and every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting stories, and a touch of entertainment. We're helping people rise. Watch full episodes on YouTube or stream the podcast anytime at podcastplayground.com. Whether you're in recovery, thinking about it, or standing by someone who is, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Raw, real, and full of redemption. Stay strong. Stay sober.
It got to the point where I was doing much harder drugs. Percocet 30 was $25, and you're gonna have some guy that tells you, hey, a bag of heroin's $5. You're sick and you got $20, you can get 4 bags of heroin, or you can't even get a pill. So I progressed onto that, and I'm at a point where my mother loved me so much, but she wasn't able to see me killing myself anymore. So she kicked me out of the house. I was like, all right, I got my car, and there was a bed made up in my back seat. And then there was like gift cards, and I recognized that as being such a hard decision that she had to make, where she felt that she had to take care of me while still putting me out on the street. And I don't wish that for any parent.
Rated R for Recovery welcomes you into the audience where community meets recovery and every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting. Rated R for Recovery welcomes you into the audience where community meets recovery and every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting stories, and a touch of entertainment. We're helping people rise. Watch full episodes on YouTube or stream the podcast anytime at podcastplayground.com. Whether you're in recovery, thinking about it, or standing by someone who is, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Raw, real, and full of redemption. Stay strong. Stay sober.
You wanted to be a criminal.
Well, it just kind of came natural, and I liked it. And I wasn't about the women, and I wasn't about the cars, and I wasn't about anything like that.
So you start car hopping, storage hopping, house hopping, and then you leave your hometown?
I go to the Rocky Mountains because they're not looking for me there. I took my brand new wife there, and we had a son in 1982, and then I did lose her and him.
What do you mean you lost them?
I mean, I pushed them away. You know, the only thing that's important to me is to get a little messed up as much as I can from morning to night and pass out and start all over again. And so I'm doing that. And I was in a nomadic lifestyle out in the Rocky Mountains, and it was really kind of cool. But I pushed this young girl away. She was probably 20, 21 when she left, and she took my son, and it was devastating.
Rated R for Recovery welcomes you into the audience where community meets recovery and every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting stories, and a touch of entertainment. We're helping people rise. Watch full episodes on YouTube or stream the podcast anytime at podcastplayground.com. Whether you're in recovery, thinking about it, or standing by someone who is, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Raw, real, and full of redemption. Stay strong. Stay sober.
It got to the point where I was doing much harder drugs. Percocet 30 was $25, and you're gonna have some guy that tells you, hey, a bag of heroin's $5. You're sick and you got $20, you can get 4 bags of heroin, or you can't even get a pill. So I progressed onto that, and I'm at a point where my mother loved me so much, but she wasn't able to see me killing myself anymore. So she kicked me out of the house. I was like, all right, I got my car, and there was a bed made up in my back seat. And then there was like gift cards, and I recognized that as being such a hard decision that she had to make, where she felt that she had to take care of me while still putting me out on the street. And I don't wish that for any parent.
Rated R for Recovery welcomes you into the audience where community meets recovery and every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting stories, and a touch of entertainment. We're helping people rise. Watch full episodes on YouTube or stream the podcast anytime at podcastplayground.com. Whether you're in recovery, thinking about it, or standing by someone who is, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Raw, real, and full of redemption. Stay strong. Stay sober.
Whenever we would fight, if I would leave and go to the bar and not come home until 4 or 5 in the morning, whenever the sun was coming up, basically. And so he said, take your daughter so that you come home. And so I took my daughter to the drug dealer's house, and he had slipped me something in my soda, and I woke up to him hours later on top of me trying to me. So I got my daughter, I ran out of the house. It was raining. I drove a Dodge Durango that had very bare tires. And so I got lost in a neighborhood, and I went around a curve going probably about 10 miles an hour, but I slid into a culvert and I overextended my wheel. And so I hit a mailbox and then went into the culvert and hit a light pole. I could not get back out. And so the cops were called, and I got my second DUI, and DCF became involved.
Took your daughter? Yeah. Okay. So how old was she?
She was 2.
Rated R for Recovery welcomes you into the audience where community meets recovery and every seat has a story. This is more than a podcast. It's a platform for purpose. A powerful, faith-fueled experience that brings hope, healing, and restoration to those battling addiction and to the families who love them through honest conversations, uplifting stories, and a touch of entertainment. We're helping people rise. Watch full episodes on YouTube or stream the podcast anytime at podcastplayground.com. Whether you're in recovery, thinking about it, or standing by someone who is, Rated R for Recovery and Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Raw, real, and full of redemption. Stay strong. Stay sober.
You wanted to be a criminal.
Well, it just kind of came natural, and I liked it. And I wasn't about the women, and I wasn't about the cars, and I wasn't about anything like that.
So you start car hopping, storage hopping, house hopping.
I know.
As opposed, I don't need, what else would you say? From Kimmy's Recovery in the Park, which is an all-day event here in Fort Myers, Florida. One of the dignitaries that has graced our presence is Senator Rousson. Senator, thanks for joining us.
Not often I'm called a dignitary, at least I used to.
You know something, you stood up there and you told my story.
You know, they say if you listen long enough, you'll hear your story in the rooms of recovery.
Absolutely. And I hear it over and over again, where you are talking about this drive that you took, and I was sharing with my co-host here that I would drive from Fort Myers to Miami twice a month, and it's a 2-hour drive, because I was a mule for some drug dealers. I would pick up between 1 and 3 kilos of powdered cocaine, drive back here, cooking it while I was driving it, while steering with my knee and smoking at the same time.
Wow.
So, and I did that twice a month. I'm a 5-time convicted felon that's never been in prison. It's just possession, grand theft auto, and I don't live my life that way today, and that's through the grace of God and the 12 steps of recovery.
That's right. It is the grace of God, the spiritual underpinning of the 12 steps that keeps us all.
And I just recently, well, not recently, a couple years ago, you said we're given a daily reprieve based on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. And that word reprieve means postponement of a death sentence. And I like that.
Yeah, just like if you go before the judge and they give you a reprieve.
Postponement of a death sentence.
That's right.
So what brings you, what's the best part of today for you?
The best part of today is the turnout, the individuals that come out to honor the memory of those who are not here and to give hope to those who are here, and family members of recovering addicts who need attention.
How do you incorporate recovery and a mission of hope and being a senator at the same time?
Well, it's fairly easy because once you've lived the lifestyle, you can share it. And when you know what the cracks are in a system...
Pardon the pun.
You can, yeah, great word, huh? You can work to better it. And that's all I've done all these years. I've spoken my truth, landed it where I could help, and it's just been great.
And I think one of the amazing things about your story is that when you were called out, you had an answer for that. And that, yes, of course, you know, that was who I was. But here's what we're going to do today.
That's right.
So Joy, what is it that we want to talk more about? If we have anything left for the senator, or just thank him for being part of the show?
Yeah, I want to thank you so much for being here. I know that your talk affected so many people here, as it does every time you speak. And God has given you a podium to do so. Is there anything that you have for us before you go?
I want to personally honor the memories of those lives that went home too early. You know, we can never forget. I can never forget the day I accepted help. I was in a hopeless condition. I felt lonely. I was angry. I had fear for what was coming.
Me too.
But I thank the counselors, I thank the therapists, I thank the peer specialists who use their lived experience to help me come out of the doldrum.
That and today, all the people here in the community, that we don't have to be alone.
Never.
Never alone. Well, Senator Roussan, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Senator Roussan. Give him a nice round of applause. All right, Senator, thank you again, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to running into you as our journeys continue. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, listening to Rated R for Recovery at ratedrforrecovery.com. That's rated R, the number 4, recovery.com. You can see us on YouTube. We're broadcasting live, as a matter of fact, from Party in the Park at the Collaboratory. You don't say the Collaboratory, just Collaboratory. And that is it's just a unity event that's put on by Kimmy's Recovery Zone every year. And that's a wonderful thing. We have a series of guests lined up. So next, who do we have next, Eileen? Lee Health is coming to the podium right now. Sarah from Lee Health. Thank you, Senator. All right, there you go, sir. Very good. Sarah from Lee Health.
Hey, Sarah. Hi.
Sarah, smile.
Because they're so cute.
Sarah, smile. Did your parents name you after the song by Hall & Oates?
You know, I have heard rumors.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite songs. Like if you put a capsule of all my favorite songs, Wichita Lineman by Glenn Campbell, loved Glenn Campbell, loved the man too, and the song Sarah Smile would be in there.
Hall & Oates was a big favorite in the family.
I'm getting emotional just thinking about it right now. Of course, it's easy to get me emotional. Back to you now, Sarah. What do you do?
I am a practice supervisor with Lee Health, our inpatient psychiatry and addiction medicine team. So my team primarily is inpatient psychiatry, but we also have a team of certified recovery peer specialists in the hospital and 2 substance use disorder navigators. So our recovery peer specialists see patients bedside, share their lived experience with patients that are also going through substance use, alcohol use, give them an opportunity to relate to their story, meet them where they're at, and see if they're open to recovery or some harm reduction, as well as, just be some support for them as they're going through.
So in the hospital setting, how do you find out who needs help?
So usually as patients are coming in through the ER, we're notified by social work or nursing. They're very, very familiar with what we do in the hospital. So they will identify those patients, shoot over a consult for us, and then the recovery peer specialist, like I said, they have a list, so they will go see those patients, just have a conversation with them, like I said, be some support.
There's Joy, it's an amazing thing, and I don't always realize it because you and I have lived in this area, right in this area, for quite a number of years. And the overwhelming amount of help there's available that sometimes we don't even realize.
No, it's amazing, and it has increased over the last 20 years just immensely, and that's one of the reasons that we're here today.
Yep.
At the Party in the Park to show all those organizations, and Lee Health is one of them, and they have been tuned in to who needs help when you come into the hospital and to at least offer that help.
Absolutely, yes, and it's growing at an exponential rate. Recovery peer specialists were not even a position 2 years ago. So we've very, very much built this up very quickly and work with our outpatient addiction medicine clinic as well very closely to help the patients from inpatient to once they leave have some support as well.
What is the difference between a recovery peer specialist and, let's say, a sponsor or a caseworker?
So sponsorship is very, very similar to a recovery peer specialist in the sense that they have normally both gone through some lived experience. The difference is sponsors will follow them usually through a program, 12
steps, yes.
Right. Outside of the hospital, we focus mainly while you're in the hospital and then connect you to resources once you get out of the hospital.
Much like a caseworker.
Very much like a caseworker. But in the sense that they can be on a personal level. We do have case managers in the hospital that are doing all that background work for discharge planning and the medical needs, but the peers can really just
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the peer recovery specialist can identify on a one-on-one basis with the client or patient based on their own experience in their own recovery and get them hooked up with people when they leave the hospital.
Correct.
Wow, I think that's awesome.
What if I want to be a peer specialist and come work for you?
You already are.
So we do. We have. We actually have open positions now. We have one at every hospital for recovery peer specialists. The requirement is to be at least 2 years into your sobriety, and just have a true passion for wanting to give back, wanting to help people. It's a very different interview
That's what we do.
setting. Yeah, it's a very different interview setting, in that people don't normally think to share that much of themselves and that vulnerability when they come meet with us, but we want to hear it all and we celebrate it, honestly. We truly celebrate what people have gone through.
And I want to say, that's exactly how Alcoholics Anonymous started. They would go to the hospital, they would get a call from someone at the hospital, a doctor or a nurse, to say, we have someone here who needs some help. And two of the guys at first would just go and share their experience and talk with the person in the hospital to just see if they wanted help.
Yes, and it's such a truly, truly valuable position for them to be in a way that they can, maybe the patients aren't comfortable opening up to someone in a white coat, or the nurses that are just doing their job, pushing medicine, things like that, which are all key pieces of their stay there and their recovery in general. But like I said, they have that lived experience that they can say, hey, I've been where you are, and I can show you that this is what my life looks like now, and these are the opportunities for you. These are the support that can help you get to where you want to be.
You don't have to be alone.
You're not alone. We're here for you. We have people that will walk with you every step of the way.
What is the best part of today for you? What stood out for you most?
Oh goodness, I love Al. I love Kimmy's. We've been working with them very, very closely since we've had the recovery peer specialist, and just the collaboration and just seeing everyone working towards the same goal of helping people.
Joy, we have a bevy of people that can come on our show just by doing this one event.
We do, and I see my sponsor over there.
Oh, very good.
I know.
Very good. Yes, I see her too. All right, well, is there anything else that we left out, Sarah?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I appreciate you guys bringing us on.
Well, very good. Give Sarah a nice round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
And if you are in the sound of my voice out here in this area, in this room, if you're within the sound of my voice and you'd like to come on with us, see Eileen right here in front of me, and she'll schedule you on, and we'll bring you on the show. Sarah, thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Rated R for Recovery on YouTube, on Apple Music, Pandora, Podcast Playground. And how come, Mark, are we on the Facebook too? We're on the Facebook somehow too.
He says so.
All this technology stuff I don't get. Yes. And now we have the chief of police.
And look, I'm not even scared.
You're not scared?
No,
Well, he
I'm not
doesn't-
doing anything wrong.
Does he have handcuffs on him?
Not today. No.
All right. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Is there a left and right? Or, all right.
it could be.
Doesn't
Usually the cord goes on the right side, but I'm just saying, I don't know. What do I know?
Well, hers is on the left.
Well, and yours is on the... Can you hear?
good. Yeah, I can hear
That's
you.
all that counts. All right. Now, sir, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience at home listening online?
Sure. So my name is Jason Fields, and I proudly serve as the police chief for the city of Fort Myers.
Jason, you're from New York originally?
Yes.
Yes. We did a show last week. We honored the... recovery comes in all different shapes, forms, and sizes. So last week, we focused on the recovery from grief and trauma and what happened 24 years ago in the borough of Manhattan, in the city of New York. Where were you that day?
I was down here. I was a newer officer for the city of Fort Myers because I've spent my entire career
Okay.
at Fort Myers Police Department. Yes.
All right, very good. So anyway, so to move forward, you've seen a lot of... what year did you take on the force here?
2000.
2000. So had the baseball stadium been built? It was already built, right? The one in
Edison.
the one over on Edison.
Oh,
and-
yes.
okay.
Yes, that was the original Boston Red Sox.
Yes,
stadium.
right. I'm a Bostonian. But that
I'm a Yankee
area
fan.
was inundated before the baseball stadium. The mayor at the time was also a lawyer, and he renovated that whole area just to build that stadium. But it was where I would buy my crack back in the day, and because I'm in recovery from drugs and alcohol myself, the epidemic of drugs on the street. How do you database that? You said you have a way of calculating stuff like that?
Well, it's not so much a calculation. We gather information and then we look at the data in a very specific way. We just don't indiscriminately go out there and just do investigations or just, we're very strategic on locations, specific individuals. So we want to focus on the specific people, places that do the most harm.
Okay, so
we go for them.
And we both can come off the top of our head where those places are, I'm sure, in the areas of Fort Myers.
Yes, there's a number of places that we focus a little extra attention on to problem solve.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I've lived in a couple of them.
How does the narcotics department work in help with recovery, or what you call it, prevention and education? So how does the narcotics detectives themselves help with that?
So let's say we get a complaint and there are drug sales alleged to be coming out of a location, and we do a thorough investigation. We wind up doing a search warrant. We also have almost, you can kind of say it as wraparound services. So if there's something else that we need to do to get somebody the help that they need, we can bring in some of those subject matter experts.
And some of them are here today.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's very good. Before you became chief of police, were you involved with the narcotics situation or anything?
I have a very diverse career path. Narcotics was one that I did not do, but I did help out on all those operations.
Like
very
health?
good.
I'm sorry?
Mental health?
Mental health was not specifically identified when I was coming up. We're kind of expounding upon and expanding it right now.
How about the education and prevention? Getting back to that, how does that work?
So we realize that a lot of people, if they're experiencing some type of crisis, they don't know exactly where to go, who to call, who to talk to, and the default is always 911.
Right.
So we realize that the police can't solve everything. So what we do is we partner with a lot of outreach programs, a lot of community providers, healthcare providers, and a lot of those partnerships we're able to reach out and get the people the services they need, because not every issue that they're having is necessarily a criminal issue.
Absolutely, absolutely. And is it just me, or is there the absolute? Okay. Why don't you talk about Joyce?
Well, I don't know. Like the DARE program, was that initially a police-run thing, and is it still? I heard it was called something else now.
There are some different programs that are associated, but we still participate in DARE. We've had for many years, and we have specific officers trained to implement DARE, mostly in the schools.
And it's called. What
DARE.
does it stand for?
The acronym escapes me right now.
Okay,
but,
me too.
Yeah, drug, alcohol, recovery, education.
Education.
I just guessed.
There you go.
I was a guess. All right, so, sir, would you, at some point, Joy and I have reached out to the police department to get a representative of your department on our show that we do in front of a studio audience. Is there a problem with that, or who do I contact for that?
Just get with me, and I can do it, or I can have somebody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, really? You'll come on? Okay. All right. Can I have your cell phone number? Or is that
after this? Yeah.
Yes, 911.
So, what is the best part of today for you?
Best part of the day for me is to come to an event like this where we see all our partners, the collaboration, the communication, and most importantly, the networking that is going on.
Very
Great to
good.
see all that.
Very good. Have we left anything out that you'd like to get across to our listeners at home?
Just to know that there is a tremendous network working behind the scenes to get everybody and to get anybody the help that they really need.
Yeah, and that we're trying to get people help, not necessarily, put people away, although sometimes an intervention is needed.
Sometimes we do have to make an arrest, absolutely. And like I said, it can be viewed as an intervention sometimes.
Well, and people in recovery, once you get that under your belt and you start realizing, gosh, what did it take to stop me? We begin to realize that sometimes a police intervention is the only thing that's going to stop someone, and we begin to look on that as a bit of God working in our lives. If you can't stop yourself.
There's plenty of success stories out there, so
Yes,
people
there
are
are.
definitely capable of it.
Well, we want to thank you very much for taking the time. I know you're like a really busy man. I'm going to give you this is our website and a way to get in touch with you if that's fine. You could let Eileen know or Al will know because Al knows, right?
I talk to Al and Heidi constantly.
And we're referring to Al Kinkle, the founder of Kimmy's Recovery Zone. Once again, thank you. What can I call you?
Jason.
Jason, I can call you Jason?
Sure.
Yeah, the Chief Jason.
Thank you.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, listening to Rated R for Recovery, ratedrforrecovery.com in the World Wide Web. They don't say that anymore.
No, John, that's it's archaic.
Well, I'm an archaic person.
Yes, you are.
All right. Thank you very much. So that was great having the chief of police on.
I know.
I think Al Kinkle would be next. No, why not?
He's busy.
Okay.
He's working, man.
He's working? All right, so...
Oh, he's not too busy. He's going to come talk to us when he gets done talking
So
to the
it's wonderful. But now, Mark's our executive producer. I don't know if you can see him or not, but he's right off to me, stage left, as we'd say. And Mark, thanks for doing all you do. We'll just, Heidi is Al's handler.
Pretty good for winging it.
I think so. That's where I do my best.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. All right.
Eileen's going to need a vacation after this, but
oh, definitely.
we're doing okay.
This type of thing, she'll be down for 48 hours after this. Eileen, you'll be down for like 2 days. She won't answer her phone.
Have a seat.
She won't respond to text messages, anything. So good.
This is Eileen, our Chief Financial Officer.
Why don't you put your headphones on, dear? All right. So welcome to Rated R for Recovery, Eileen K. Eileen.
Hi.
Very good.
She also works for Kimmy's. Eileen wears many hats.
She does.
And they are all on today.
They are all on today.
Eileen, describe your duties at Kimmy's Recovery Zone.
Okay, my duties are I am the program support specialist. So my job is to be a big help to Heidi, to take a lot of the pressure off of Heidi, because Heidi is a nonstop. I'm also a peer, so I help people when they come in, if they need help getting into treatment, if they need food, or if they just want somebody to talk to and they just want a hug, then I'm going to do that.
She's the hugger.
We were talking to Sarah recently from Lee Health, and we were talking about the difference between a caseworker, a peer support specialist, a sponsor, and all that is kind of runs together. And at Kimmy's Recovery Zone, it goes a little further. It goes into housing and food and education, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So a lot of people will come in and they don't have any insurance, so they can't.
They can't what? Go ahead.
They can't get into treatment, so we help them get insurance. We have an insurance gentleman who, God help me. Lord, I love you. Okay, so we're going to bring up Al Kinkle now. I see he is ready. The legend is ready, John Nichols.
First of all, let's thank Eileen for the busiest bee in the place other than Heidi, and thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you so much for having me up here. Love you guys too.
Eileen, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, that Eileen and Joy share the responsibilities, the financial responsibilities of Rated R for Recovery. Not that there's a lot of them, but there's still some work to be done.
Yeah, I told Eileen we Rated R wants to pay for her lunch.
How about our lunch?
You already asked me about that.
I did. And Rated R for Recovery we hope Rated R for Recovery will pay for you and I to go to that gala, that formal gala.
Yeah, let's talk about that now.
$250 a ticket.
All right.
Eileen and I want to go.
Yeah, we'll take you.
Wait, are you going?
Where are you going?
This is big, gala. On February something, there's a big gala in Cape Coral about sex trafficking of women.
Wow.
It's $250 a plate.
Yeah.
And it's a black tie event. And I own many tuxedos, as you do too.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we could all go together.
Yes, we will. We can do that. Absolutely.
Right.
Because that's something near and dear to my heart too.
It's near and dear to my heart too, but it's $250 a plate, and that's just the basic.
Okay. We're not going to talk about that right now.
No?
Money next.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our next guest, the founder, the creator, the
man, the legend.
the myth, Al Kinkle, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Glad to be here. We're so excited for today. What a great group of people we have from our community, all here to support not only us, but to support each other. We found that we can't do this alone, and so we're working diligently as a team. So we got a team of about 200 people here that's going to change the lives of many people. Thank you for having me here today.
I counted over 20 organizations here today.
Yes.
And you said the key word, which is the first word in the first step of the 12 steps, and that is we. And that's what you started off with, because we do this together. We don't do this by ourselves.
Yes, it's always we, because it has to be that way, and we have to spread the word. Together, we can make the difference. We have to love our people. We have to give them hope and a reason to recover. Recover is possible. This room's full of people that are in recovery, and they're so powerful, and they're wonderful, and they're doing God's work out there every single day. I'm so grateful to be here with these people. I'm humbled to be here, to be honest with you.
In recovery, supportive of recovery, and trying to help people get into recovery.
Yes.
Very good. Al, you better than anybody, I've tried to do this many times as we've been on the air, is tell us what is Kimmy's Recovery Zone?
Okay, well, Kimmy's Recovery Zone, just to put it in a nutshell, is a resource center. So you can call us, and we will support you in every way that we can. If you need help, we're there for you. You're not alone, so nobody has to suffer. It used to be back, years and years and years ago when Kimmy was first sick, there was nowhere to go, one place to go to find out where we could get some help, and bona fide help, really, really good help. So the world has changed. Each one of the leaders that are here today, and you said there's 20 of them here today, 20 different leaders.
More than 20, yeah.
More than 20, and we were all working together, and we're making a big difference in this community. The only problem is it's like a war. We have fentanyl out there that's done so much destruction to us as a family and as a unit in this Lee County. So we want to make sure that people understand how fentanyl now is. People like to say 70% of everything has fentanyl in it. Well, I like to say 100%. You don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
So
you just don't know.
So if you're using today, just know this, that it's a very dangerous time for you to be using. Come to us and we'll help you out. We'll get you we'll get you into recovery.
I don't know if it matters, but does anybody know why people put fentanyl in all different... Yes, would you please tell us?
Yeah, because it can be manufactured, in your bathroom, and because it's cheap, and you don't have to wait for poppies to grow, and you don't have to wait for...
Yeah, but like if it's in cocaine, cocaine is cocaine. That was my drug of choice. I would know
cocaine also comes from plants.
Correct.
Yeah.
And fentanyl, you can mix it up at home, throw it in everything. It's cheap. It's cheaper than...
So it makes the cocaine bigger so you make more money?
Yeah.
All right.
And it makes it stronger. What they did now, almost every drug isn't the drug that you're taking. It's usually almost all fentanyl. And when I go out and I work with people, after the past 5-6 years, people that were just using cocaine or just using heroin, now they're absolutely just using fentanyl. And that's where the danger lies.
And let's talk about getting off fentanyl. We still don't really have the exact withdrawal medications for fentanyl. We're trying a lot of different things, but it's very difficult to get off of it. It's painful, and people give up rather than go through the process.
Sure. There's a drug that my friend Gary J is suffering with that is eating away his limbs on his body. Something, a lizapine or something like that.
Yes.
And it is a derivative or an opiate. So that's why I asked the question. I don't mean to obsess over this, but cocaine's an upper, where fentanyl and heroin are downers.
Well, it depends. It depends on what kind of key goes in your lock in your brain.
Right.
It's just like with alcohol. I learned that it was a depressant when I was in nursing school, but I'm like, well, it doesn't depress me. It lifts me up.
Yeah, well, so
Same with opiates.
okay, but when I use my drug of choice, I know the effect I want produced by it, and it's not the effect that fentanyl gives somebody. I know that. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get stuck on that.
And I'm saying, yeah, you
like
don't know
Al
for
said,
sure.
Al, you mentioned that this is an epidemic, and this is killing people. And my
Yes.
friend Gary has open wounds, so he can't go into a. They won't take him at a treatment center. They won't take him at a hospital. They won't take him. Period. And I don't understand why.
Do you know what that is? Is it like crocodile? Does he know? Do you know what you're talking
He's
about?
lost his foot already. They're going to take his leg.
Yeah. Does he have diabetes too? I'm just asking that question besides using, but if not, that is what the problem. It's the mix that they're putting in the drugs today.
But he can't get help.
Well, let him call us and let's see what we
All
can
right,
do.
I'm gonna have him do that.
Yeah, we'll send somebody to him because if he lost a limb and he's not able to get around, we can
He
go.
lives in Minnesota, so that's the
Oh
problem.
well, we can.
He still make a phone call.
Well, okay, all right.
We'll call Minnesota and get him help if we have to.
Speaking of which, I always want to mention that just because we're here in Fort Myers talking about how our
Yes.
community has come together, especially over the last 10 years, slowly but surely, to make recovery just as big as addiction, you can do this in your own community too. Reach out, call somebody, Google one of these organizations that we've mentioned today, and ask, what can I do from here to help?
Very
okay,
good.
I want to say something,
Yes.
John. Right now, you and Mark sitting over there and Sue sitting here, you guys are doing a wonderful job spreading the word. I mean, like I said, I wanted to do this 10 years ago, and here we are. We're doing it. It's a dream come true for what you guys do with your podcast and everything. I appreciate that support. It's so important for us to work together.
Well, something happened. We tried it years ago, and I wasn't as healthy as I should be to do the show.
Well, and
But-
thank God, you know, again, you never know how recovery is going to enter your life or when it's going to stay or how it's going to work. But as long as you're alive, there's hope. And here you are, and you're sober, and I know you are because I can tell by I can tell by the difference in your behavior and your attitude.
And he looks so handsome now.
Well, thank you very much. And we're going to see Paul McCartney, Joy and I.
When?
November 2nd in Atlanta.
And along with her husband, Art Vandelay.
Well, you got to get me tickets for that. What the heck?
You could have gone with us.
Is it-
I tried to tell you.
Well, I'm going. I'm going to go. If
See
I
if
have to
there's
go
a
by
seat
myself,
next to
I'll
us.
go. Oh, I have a date. Okay.
You're cheating on me.
I'm cheating on her.
No, she's cheating on me.
She's cheating on you.
Joy's not my significant other. Joy's married to Art Vandelay.
Yes, I am.
Anyway, so let's
35
How
years.
many more people do we have? We have
A lot.
Mr. Palumbo is coming on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
get him up here.
let's bring.
He's cute.
Let's bring my. Jeez.
Mr. Palumbo, bring him up here.
All
Let's
right.
go, Mr. Palumbo. Mike. Oh, here, I got to give up my ears.
Yeah.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you. Al Kenkel, ladies and gentlemen, founder, creator, the man, the myth, the legend, Kimmy's Recovery Zone, is moving away right now. And right to join us right now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're listening to Rated R for Recovery. Rated R, the number 4, recovery.com.
One of the more than 20 organizations here today.
Yes.
White Sands Treatment Center, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is White Sands Treatment Center, Joy?
Who is it? I was going to ask Mr. Palumbo.
Mike?
guys.
Welcome to the show, Mike.
Who are you and why are you here?
Hi guys, I'm Mike Palumbo. I do operations at White Sands Treatment Center. We're a detox and residential treatment center. Actually, we have all levels care, detox, residential, and outpatient here in Fort Myers, Florida. So we're in this community.
And sober living.
Sober living as well, yep. And we also have other places around the state. But we're so grateful to be a part of this. And I thank you guys at Radar for Recovery for giving us this platform. I thank you guys at Kimmy's for allowing us to be a sponsor to this event. And it's been really awesome so far.
Mike is not only a sponsor of Party in the Park, Kimmy's Recovery Zone, you're also a proud sponsor of Rated R for Recovery.
We are. Yeah, the work you guys have put in and done for the recovery community as a whole is inspiring, and we really, personally, I champion it, and we love to champion those types of things at White Sands as well. So it was an easy pitch to my higher-ups to become a sponsor.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you so much. What's the best part of today for you, Mike?
I really enjoyed the the collaborative spirit going on, hearing the different organizations coming together to help people in our community, hearing Senator Roussan talk about his struggles, and it was,
He told my story.
yeah, it was so inspiring being, able to represent a good portion of this state with our backgrounds.
Yeah, very good.
So cool.
Yeah, and I was not aware of CPE, the peer specialists that will go and talk to somebody who have mental health issues.
Joy's referring to a table right next to us called CPE, which helps people that are struggling with suicidal thoughts and thinking there's no hope at all.
You make a call and they come find you where you are. I mean, I didn't know they existed until today.
And having that collaboration with Fort Myers PD is so important. Her saying that they've had 27 calls in the last 2 weeks and 0 of them have ended up in jail.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome.
That's awesome. And I noticed you say collaboratory event, and we're at the collaboratory. Isn't that an interesting thing?
Yeah.
Mike, is there anything else you want to let our listeners know?
No, I mean, White Sands is here. We're here to help. We have an amazing staff here to help you recover holistically. We look at the mind, body, and spirit.
Very nice.
You can come in for detox residential, or we can make it individualized to whatever you need. So reach out to us. Come to whitesandstreatment.com or Google us, and you'll find us. We'll transport patients, and we'll really make treatment as comfortable as it can be during an uncomfortable process. So I hope people get the help, either at White Sands or anywhere within these amazing organizations today.
And today at Party in the Park, the representatives from White Sands are here. Come see Hannah or Angel.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, thank you very much, Mike, for coming on the show. Mike Palumbo, ladies and gentlemen, Director of Operations for White Sands. Mike, before you go, contact information.
Contact information for White Sands?
Yes, or you, or whatever.
Yeah, we
Sounds
want to
good.
call you.
I mean, I'm willing to help as well. Whitesandstreatment.com is the easiest way to get in touch, and all of our numbers are on there, or you can just Google White Sands and you'll find us.
How's the new baby?
The new baby is 3 weeks old. This is his first public appearance. My rock star wife is holding down the 3-week-old and the 3-year-old. So I'm about to jump out of here and help her, but they're both healthy and doing really well. So
Very
thank you
good.
for asking.
Thanks again, Mike.
Thank you, guys.
All right, who do we have next? Eileen is focusing on people that are coming on the show with us. She's like what do they call it on David Letterman?
I don't know.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
We talked about this man many times in many different ways.
Tom Brady.
6-time Super Bowl champion. Oh, wait a minute. No, not that one.
No,
ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady on the show.
Again.
Tom, what do you do? What do you do, Tom?
I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I work with people on a one-to-one basis who are suffering from addiction issues, mental health issues, and just helping people transition into a recovering lifestyle from an addictive lifestyle or a chaotic lifestyle.
Oh, do you work under your own
Yes.
umbrella?
I affectionately refer to my company as Dimension 456 Recovery Support Services. I took that name from the ASAM dimensions of recovery. Dimension 4 is based on motivation. Dimension 5 is relapse prevention, and Dimension 6 is recovery environment. And I work with them one-on-one to develop a collaborative action plan to help them navigate their way to a relevant, purposeful, and enjoyable life of recovery.
And he's also the father-in-law of our previous guest. Not to mention that.
And the grandfather to the
those
previous
babies.
guest's 2
Yeah, but
sons.
that's a lot of them.
Those babies.
We just got a new one 3.5 weeks ago.
Yes. Now, Tom, what is the best part of this event? Couldn't think of the word. What's the best part of this event for you today?
The fact that I get to, one, be a part of it I volunteer some time being on the board of Kimmy's Recovery Zone, and I can't say enough about the work that Kimmy's does in the community in Fort Myers and Lee County to so many populations and communities that are afflicted by mental health disorders, addiction issues. Al is an incredibly passionate
Yes.
person and his family and the support they gave in memory of their daughter Kimmy, their daughter and sister Kimmy. And it's just a privilege to be a part of that. And today's event, being able to meet the other people who are that are out here supporting those afflicted by mental health issues, and of which addiction is a very severe mental health issue.
Yes, it is.
Plus, I get to meet with a couple of people. I'd like to just try and say that I'm trying to introduce, there's a legislation that's going to be coming up in the ballot in 2026 to legalize marijuana once again. And it narrowly did not pass last time, and there's a very strong likelihood it might pass this time, but I'd like to get them to put into that amendment a thing about being able to use oral saliva testing for field sobriety tests to keep people from a little bit of a prevention strategy, harm reduction strategy.
Yeah, especially while driving.
Yeah.
I guess so. So, I'm going to keep my opinions to myself on that one.
Good.
As I think, well, I guess then I was about to say my opinion, so I'll just shut up.
Very good.
Thank you very much. My co-host always keeps me in line. So, ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for Tom Brady.
Thanks for letting me be a part of this.
Always,
Appreciate
Tom.
it.
You're always welcome. You're one of us.
Thanks.
Color of yellow, the color of bananas. You're one of the bunch.
Celebrate.
Very good. Now, Eileen is, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the midst of a
Rochelle.
remote broadcast for Rated R for Recovery, ratedrforrecovery.com. Don't forget, Rated R, it's the number 4, recovery.com. But on YouTube, it's ratedrfor recovery.com. Our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, is a dear friend of mine who we have watched each other at our worst points and seen each other at our best points at different parts of our journey. I'll start to get a little bit emotional because she's like a daughter to me, and her children are like. And even though we don't come in contact every day, it's a feeling of love when I see her. Like right now. It doesn't matter what time. I can't even look at her right now because I'll start to cry. But she was. She's got what a tremendous story. But that's not what she's here to talk about. Right now, she's going to tell us a little bit about what she does. Please welcome Rochelle to our program. Hi, Rochelle.
Hello.
Hello. Rochelle, what do you do? What is it your position in the recovery world?
So I am the director of recovery at Grace Church, and we're a very recovery-oriented church, as you guys are well aware. We love recovery, but one of the aspects of our recovery is Celebrate Recovery. So
What is Celebrate Recovery, Rochelle?
So Celebrate Recovery is a Christ-based 12-step program that's not only for people that struggle with drugs and alcohol. So we focus more on hurts, habits, and hang-ups, which could be drugs and alcohol.
Could be. Could be overeating.
Yes, could be overeating, could be gambling.
Yeah, could be codependency.
Yes.
Wow.
There's all sorts. We've all got
Trauma.
an it. We all have an it. That's what we believe at Grace Church. We all have something that we suffer with, that we struggle with inside. And so at Celebrate Recovery, we talk about those things.
So, George Acevedo, if you're listening right now, the first time I heard everybody has an it was probably 20 years ago when you said it at a sermon on one Sunday. But anyways, to move on from that, it is a church that I was attracted to because I went to a meeting of Celebrate Recoveries a long time ago. And I probably had just gotten out of incarceration, and I was 120 pounds with no teeth, and I walked in there, and there was 300 people praising God that were just like me. And I thought I was at home, and I've been there ever since. Well, most of the time.
Yeah, and what attracted me to Celebrate Recovery when I first walked through the doors is I was still struggling in addiction for so long, trying to find some sort of hope, some sort of solution. And I love all the A programs, was part of all of them, still am. But I walked into this Celebrate Recovery thing, and people were, like you said, they were full of joy, right? They were full of joy. But most importantly, I felt overwhelming love
Yes.
just pouring out of everybody, and I was a mess.
Yes.
So can I go to Celebrate Recovery and then not have to worry about any other outside meetings or anything?
Well, we like to say Celebrate Recovery is an addition to any recovery that you're currently attending. We do not replace them. However, with that being said, so if you're going for drugs and alcohol, we encourage you to find an AA, CA, NA, other ways. Those that are in codependency normally find themselves in Al-Anon as well. Struggling with gambling, there's Gamblers Anonymous. So there are other additional AA programs, but some people just walk through the doors because they're struggling with anxiety and depression and trauma. And so maybe there's not other meetings, in general, traditional recovery meetings that they go to, but we help to encourage them to, for therapy and other resources. So we just add to anything that they're currently doing or help them try to find other areas that they can find some sort of healing from.
And if you're in recovery, I believe that ultimately it's like whatever works for you, and to go, just keep trying and going. And when you find home, when you find that love, when you find your purpose, then that's where you should be.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that I also love with adding Celebrate Recovery to my recovery, right, is so traditional recovery is intended to get you to a place you have a relationship with God who can do for you what you cannot do for yourself, right? And at Celebrate Recovery, we're 12 steps, but we're Christian-based, means we're biblically based. And so you'll hear us at Celebrate Recovery talk more about what it really means to live out this life that Jesus wants us to live. And so we kind of, I don't want to say we raise the bar, right? I believe God's got a plan for each and every one of us. And when we get along that journey, He'll provide those resources to help us grow spiritually in those areas. And so when you're ready to take that next step in your faith and learn more about it, that's where we come in and we can assist.
And some people don't have an issue with their faith and can come there and just be ready.
Right.
And some people have to come, they say there are many paths, to God, and finding a power greater than myself, and realizing that I'm not it is a big get in recovery.
The coolest thing I can say that I love about our fellowship, especially, I don't know if it's a Grace Church environment, I can't speak, Celebrate Recovery is all around the world, right?
Yes.
So you can go to celebraterecovery.com and you can find one anywhere. But we just had someone serving in our Celebrate Recovery for years, amazing person, loved to death. He's not sure about Jesus. Not sure this Jesus man is real. Not sure what he reads in the Bible is real. And guess what?
My friend Matt.
We love him, and I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to convince you.
I've had my issues with Jesus over the years, being that he was just my smarter older brother, and he and I have come to a lot of terms over the years. But I totally understand that.
Yeah, and so it doesn't matter what you believe. You're welcome. We're going to love on you anyways. We're going to love on you just where we're at, because it's not our job to change what you believe. It's not our job to convince you to be another person or to grow in any way. You're going to have your own relationship with your higher power, in which we choose to call Jesus, and we're just going to grow with you. We just want to love on you and be with you. And we say, especially on Friday nights, but we say it all the time on Grace Church, we're all here because we ain't all there.
That's right.
We just admit it and try to figure this stuff out together.
That's right.
How many locally? How many Celebrate Recoveries are there?
So locally right now, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we have 5. So we have 5. So 3 at Grace Church at all 3 of our campuses, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Fort Myers Shores. And then there is Life Church, which is in more of a Souther Fort Myers off Plantation, and then we have, and then there's one closer to Cape Coral Parkway, so in Cape Coral, which is Coronado.
Yeah, the First United Methodist Church on Coronado.
On Mondays.
Yes. When did you first experience Celebrate Recovery, and what made you want to stick around and become a leader?
So I first, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's say I've been sober 13
Jeez,
years
it's been
ago.
that
So
long?
I would say 18 years ago, I walked through the doors of Grace Church for Celebrate Recovery. My mom was attending.
Penny?
Yep.
Yeah.
My mom
Hi,
was
Penny.
attending, and she brought me. And I came because what brought me is because I could get rid of my kids for 2 hours, and they had free food on a Friday night.
Oh.
That's literally.
And that's enough, man.
That's literally why I came.
Yeah.
And because at the time, I was still struggling in my active addiction, and I was trying to find recovery, and I was iffy about it. But then when I was told that, hey, they got childcare and free food, I showed up. And then my kids started dragging me. Like I lived locally, and we were walking distance because by that time we could no longer drive a car. I kind of gave them all away.
Yeah.
And so my kids would be like on Friday, they would bug me until I said yes. And so me and my kids would walk, and I just walked in, and I was always welcome. And so that's what brought me through the doors. And eventually I landed myself in the jail, and the fog lifted, and then I realized that grace. I was overwhelmed by God's grace because those people in the church, they knew I was a mess, man. I would drop my kids off and I would go get high, and I would
In the parking lot.
Yeah. No, yes, yeah, it was. And I would go get high, and I would come back, or else, to be honest, I would get, I'd get locked in a closet somewhere, and I'd have to call my mom and say, "Hey, Mom, after small group, can you pick up my kids?" And yet each week, no one said, "Oh, we know what you did." They just kept on loving me. And so when I was sitting in jail, I realized that's what God's grace is like, right? Loves me just where I'm at
Just where you're
until
at.
I'm ready.
Just where you're at. Which,
Even though we can't feel it, and even though we think we're the least.
and we can laugh about things today that were killing us before, like being in a closet, not being able to walk out of the closet, being able to fit in a suitcase for things of that nature. But the weird things that drugs and alcohol take us to a different place. We become different people. But the biggest devastation is that I hurt the people I love and that love me, and I don't have to do that today.
And I want to speak on that, because that's the other aspect of what Celebrate Recovery done for me, is because when I was unable to love my children, the church was loving my children. Going into those places was loving my children. I mean, even to the point of in my active addiction, I was ready to do something crazy, like run over their father with a U-Haul truck in the middle of moving.
That's right, yeah.
And my son said to me, "Mom, God's got a plan and a purpose. Please don't do this." And that's because he was being loved on. He was being loved on people at that church during those meetings.
And he was getting a message.
Yeah.
Now they're all grown up.
Yes.
And they're very productive members of society. And you've done a great job. And you have a new member of the family, too, Faith, who's now, how old is she?
7.
Good Lord. All right. So anyway, is there anything that we haven't said that you want to get out to the people at home?
I just want to encourage you, if you're struggling, no matter what you're struggling with, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay, and you're not the only one. There are other people that are out that are struggling in the way that you're struggling, so go out and find them. Go out and find those resources, your community, whether it be Christ-based, Celebrate Recovery, whether it be any other,
Right.
Just go out there and seek a community that understands you and offers a solution.
And
It's
if you're
no
not in
longer
our community, go online and find those people, and then you never know where you're going to be led.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, give Rochelle from Celebrate Recovery a nice round of applause. Once again, we are Rated R for Recovery, ladies and gentlemen. We're Rated R for Recovery, the number 4, Rated R, the number 4 recovery.com. And make sure that you check us out on our website. You can see all back podcasts from the time we started up until present day time. Also, YouTube, you can watch us as we're doing this live, because I can show you right now, dear. Joy, that's us right there.
We're a little
there.
behind, but I can see that.
Yeah, we're a little behind. Eileen, who's our next contestant on the dance floor? Eileen's coming back in. You going to sit down?
I'm just coming to sit down because my old bones are hurting.
Good.
Eileen has done a championship work. Now, I thought, how about this woman right here in front of us?
The one that's trying to go home now?
The one that you know very well.
Yep, your sponsor.
Yes, that's your sponsor.
Are you coming up here?
Are you?
No, she's waiting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have a few people waiting, but I thought we were wrapping up. That's what I was.
All right, if we're wrapping up, we're wrapping up.
Are we wrapping up?
Are we wrapping up?
It's only 1 o'clock.
So, ladies, we're done? I'm just listening to our producer.
I got to do the raffle.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening today. We are archiving this program thanks to our executive producer, Mark Santora. We owe it all to him with a tremendous job that he's done all day long, all last night setting this stuff up without the help from me. Anyway, so thank you so much. We'll see you Thursday night at our next broadcast. Who do we have Thursday night, Joy?
What?
Who do we have Thursday night?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, let us
Okay,
get
well,
through today. Today.
Unsuccessful social drinker. Who you got?
All right, let's see. What is that month? Is it September?
I have no idea.
All right. So it is Party in the Park. We have Lisa and her daughter.
Get 2
babe, can I have 2 journals?
We have Lisa and her daughter on.
And a purple bag.
We have a young lady that grew up around a house of addiction, and our musical guest will be Bill Metz, so from Hope by Song.
Oh, I love him.
Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Kimmy's Recovery Zone, Rated R for Recovery, ratedrforrecovery.com. Good afternoon.
Yay!
Is that it?
I'm exhausted.
I could have waited to ask.
I'm exhausted.